Trust Credit Union branch today, federally insured by NCUA. Greg, we've got two teams tonight that are coming off of disappointing results in Week 1. For Olathe Northwest, they lost 40-0 against Mill Valley, and for Lawrence Free State, they lost 33-6 last week against Olathe West. So we've got two teams here tonight looking to bounce back from Week 1.
Yeah, and it's tough to come back from those first week losses. And I think when you evaluate the week of practice, you have to look towards your leadership within your team. The coaches will always have the voice, but that leadership from within, that internal that comes from your upperclassmen, so critical in assessing how you rebound from a disappointing opening season loss.
And for Olathe Northwest, they had just 100 yards in that game against Mill Valley. But Lawrence Free State, they had some errors against Olathe West last week as well. They had a kickoff return they gave up for a touchdown and other mistakes as well. How do you think they can bounce back on the Free State side of things into tonight against Olathe Northwest?
Well, you alluded to one problem. That was special teams. The kick return for a touchdown, and then there was a bad snap on a punt, which Olathe West recovered, which led to an easy touchdown. That's 14 points coming off special team problems. And so so much of your success comes from being assignment sound, and if your kick coverage team, they all converge on the ball and they don't stay in their pursuit lanes, that's what happens. You break big plays. If your punt team isn't squared away and you don't have that long snap down, then you continue to have problems. So start with some special teams and get those kinds of things. Those are fixable, okay? Those are fixable. I think they need to find some rhythm offensively. They struggled a little bit off and on. The good news is quarterback Wesley Edison carried 35 times for 145 yards. The bad news is he carried 35 times for 145 yards. They have to find some punch out of that running back position. Now that could come from Tay Ware. It could come from Dylan Farrell, or both of them, but you can't rely on your quarterback to carry that ball that often and expect that many yards.
Yeah, and you feel like we talked about it off there before we came on for the broadcast. This offensive line for Lawrence Free State is kind of supposed to be their strength this season. How do you think they can maybe get some momentum in this game via their offensive line?
Well, hopefully the momentum developed during the week of practice. Offensive line, it's pretty easy to say, okay, the line didn't perform very well, but a lot of times a running back will make your offensive line look pretty good. A missed block, okay, but your running back is shifty and can avoid the tackle and break one for a long gain, and you think, okay, that O-line's looking pretty good. Or maybe there could be some missed assignments in the backfield, not at the line play, and so now the O-line doesn't look so good. So that's for the coaches to decide, but I will say this. I would love to see those guys tonight line up and on every running play just move that defensive line back at least a yard off the line of scrimmage.
They've got a couple of prospects on that offensive line and some really big guys that can maybe push around Olathe Northwest here this evening. On the defensive side, as Lawrence Free State takes the field right now, on the defensive side, Lawrence Free State led by Colton Berger at linebacker. Greg, what do you think the defense needs to do tonight to maybe get back on the right track after giving up 33 points last week?
I think it would be a little bit of it's an easy assumption to think that the defense didn't play very well. But when you when you account for 14 points due to special teams, and then you think about how many snaps that defense was on the field because the offense couldn't generate enough first downs, I think truly they acquitted themselves fairly well, all things considered. Berger, you mentioned 5 tackles. He led the team in tackles last week. Matthew Markham, 4.5 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, 2 pass breakups. He had a nice defensive game. Tyler Jeffries, 4.5 tackles, also a tackle for loss. So what I would love to see from the defense, more guys in the backfield. Just get in there, blow up some plays, disrupt Olathe Northwest's offense, and if you don't get a tackle for loss, then just disrupt it enough that the pursuit can catch up and you hold people to no gain.
And Greg, Olathe Northwest passed for just 15 yards last week against Mill Valley, so you figure we're going to see a lot of the ball on the ground here tonight for Olathe Northwest.
Yep, I would assume as much. Well, that's tough. That's tough.
Well, it's a beautiful night for football here on a Friday night. Temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. Not much of a breeze to speak of at all. Most of the field right now is covered in shade from the press box, projecting a shadow out onto the field. So about 70% of the field in shade. It's an all-turf field as the team captains are out right now for the coin toss over the Firebird logo right at the 50-yard line. And with the weather, we expect to get down into the lower 80s and the upper 70s as this game progresses. But overall, a perfect night for football. Lawrence Free State tonight will be in black uniforms, black jerseys with black pants and dark green helmets with white lettering and white numbering on the helmets. And then they've got some kind of silverish gray lettering and numbering on the jerseys. And on the other side for Olathe Northwest, they are in all white uniforms, white jerseys with white pants and some light blue lettering and numbering on the jerseys and light blue helmets with a white stripe down the middle. So it should be an exciting night for football. These are two teams, as I said, that are looking to bounce back from disappointing results in Week 1. Free State losing 33-6 against Olathe West, and Olathe Northwest losing 40-0 against Mill Valley. So we'll see what happens here tonight, as it looks like Lawrence Free State is going to receive the opening kickoff from Olathe Northwest, as the captains shake hands at midfield, and we get set for tonight's Friday night football contest. The injury report tonight is brought to you by Advent Health Medical Group Primary Care at Lawrence. Whether you need a physical, ongoing care for a chronic condition, or anything in between, the Advent Health Lawrence team will take great care of you. To learn more or schedule an appointment, visit adventhealthkc.com/Lawrence. As far as we're aware, there are no injuries or no significant injuries for either team, so really nothing to report on the injury report.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yep. Yeah, you want to stay healthy.
Yeah, we don't want a long list for that injury report. Keep these guys on the field and playing.
Both teams are huddled up, just about ready to take the field for this opening kickoff. And Craig, you mentioned it, special teams last week was a bit of an issue for Free State. We'll see what they do here to start this game. And it almost feels like it's so important to get off to a nice start on special teams that kind of helps get your team going.
I like the fact that they're receiving the kick, and I like the fact that they're going to be, they're going to play offense first. Let's see if we can get something going on the offensive side of the ball. There's a lot of learning here. Coach Stewart described this as last week as a steep learning curve. You got a new quarterback in Edison, and by the way, he goes 6'3", 210, so he's a good-sized guy. So you got a new quarterback coming out on the heels of Jet Deneen from last year, and there was a little bit of turnover on the staff last year too. So I think there's kind of some learning going on here still between coaches and players.
Olathe Northwest will kick the ball off from left to right on the near hash at the 40-yard line. The Army is in the air, and we're underway here at Lawrence Free State High School. This is Farrell who gets under it at the 5, fields it on the near side, starts at a jog to the 20, gets across the 20, breaks a tackle at the 25, still on his feet, and he's spun down at about the 28-yard line. And that is where Lawrence Free State will start, moving from right to left across the field here in the first quarter.
Pretty good return, really, right around the 28. That was a good deep kick. So had nice hang time, so gave Olathe Northwest a good chance to for some good kick coverage. So Farrell did a nice job there.
Tanner Traskell, the kickoff man for Olathe Northwest, as you said, Craig, got it pretty deep to the 5-yard line, and Farrell did a good job to create something out of nothing there. They officially spot the ball at the 29-yard line on the near hash, and Free State will start lined up out of the shotgun. 2 receivers towards the near side, 1 lined up way out wide. It's Edison in the shotgun, and he's got Tay Ware on his left hip for the first play from scrimmage. Edison surveys the Olathe Northwest defense. 4-down lineman for the Ravens. A chest tie snap, a handoff running right for Tay Ware. He cuts it upfield, crosses the 30, and falls forward to about the 33 or 34-yard line. So a gain of about 4.5 yards. They will spot him at the 33 in the middle of the field, and it's 2nd and 6 for Free State.
So that's a nice start right there. A read option, Edison electing to hand off, and Tay Ware, his running back, churning out 4 or 5 yards.
Same formation for Free State here on 2nd and 6 out of the shotgun. Again, Edison surveys the Olathe Northwest defense. 4 down again for the Ravens. Here's a direct QB Powell running off left tackle, and it's Edison trying to stiff arm one man, and he's able to get outside near the 40, and he should have enough for a first down at about the 39-yard line. They needed the 39 for a first, and they will move the chains after a 7-yard run from Edison. They spot him at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, no deception there on that play. That's a straight-up quarterback run. And again, mentioning Edison's size, he can take a little contact and still fall forward for a yard or two.
And they ran right behind Calvin Clements, the 6'7", 280-pound left tackle. Now they try the same play running off right tackle this time. Edison gets hit in the backfield, but he's able to fall forward to about the 41 before he gets taken down by a couple of white jerseys for Olathe Northwest. So only a gain of about a yard on 1st and 10. Nathan Leeper, number 65, made the tackle for Olathe Northwest. Ball on the far hash. They are in the shade of the press box at the 42-yard line of Lawrence Free State, moving from right to left. 10.5 minutes left in this first quarter. This is the opening drive of the game for Free State. Out of the shotgun, 3 receivers. A little read option. They hand it off to Tay Ware. He breaks 2 tackles, breaks another tackle, still on his feet at the 50, at the 45, into Ravens territory, and he's tackled at the 41-yard line. And Ware gets up and flexes to his own sideline. He broke a couple of nice tackles and sprung for a big gain into Ravens territory. They spot him at the 42.
Tay Ware, only 5'9", but he's a solid 190. We saw him run through a couple of tackles there, and then a little bit of shake out there, and he's able to get to the next level and run for the first down.
Here's a waist-high snap for Edison. It's a straight run. He tucks it into his left hand and sprints forward and fell to about the 35. So a gain of 7 yards for Edison. And Craig, to your point, Tay Ware, he's also, for being that short, he's got a low center of gravity. Yeah. They tried to go for those arm tackles, couldn't get him on the ground.
Yeah, you can see there, his shoulders perpendicular to the line of scrimmage, and just keeps moving forward. A little different formation right here.
This time they come out in the pistol. Ware directly behind Edison. It's a waist-high snap, straight power play running off left guard. And Ware's got a big hole. He's at the 20, to the 10, inside the 5, and he will score. Touchdown, Lawrence Free State. Tay Ware running off left guard, and he goes to the house.
Well, Tay Ware's first touchdown of the year, and he has, I am positive, surpassed his running total of last week just here on this first drive.
Tay Ware had 38 yards last week, and I think you're right, Craig. He had the big run that got him into Ravens territory. That run was over 30 yards.
Yeah.
So a big run for Ware and Lawrence Free State, methodical and smooth down the field. Now the extra point attempt. The kick is up, and it is good. And the Firebirds make it look easy on their first drive as they lead 7-0 with 9.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter.
And we saw the offensive line do what we talked about, before the kickoff. They dominated the line of scrimmage, pushed Olathe Northwest back on every snap, and I think there was little doubt of any of the play calling on this first series. I think the message was all week, we got to dominate line of scrimmage, and we're going to go out and do that. And I think they put the onus squarely on the guys up front, and they responded.
And on that touchdown run, Tay Ware went through the line of scrimmage completely untouched. Yep. I mean, there was a big hole for Tay Ware to run through on the left side, and he took advantage of it and sprinted to the end zone for 6. So a quick start for Lawrence Free State, and now we'll see if the defense can continue that momentum for the Firebirds.
Well, I'm still taking a little bit of back at your stat from last week. 15 yards passing. That's a little tough to overcome.
Only 103 yards of offense for Olathe Northwest. 15
Yikes.
Passing yards, 88 rushing yards. They got those 88 rushing yards on 25 attempts, so averaging just over 3.5 yards per carry. So really not much to speak of for Olathe Northwest. Eric Butler is the man to watch in the backfield, number 2. He had 79 of their 88 yards rushing last week. As Olathe Northwest will get the ball, but first the kickoff from right to left. It's an end-over-end kick, sending Olathe Northwest back into their own end zone.
Nice kick.
And this will become a touchback. And on the kickoff, that was Adam Coop, number 4, I think, on the kickoff.
That was a nice kick.
And he sent it about 4 yards deep into the Ravens' end zone, and they took the fair catch, so they'll start at their own 25, moving from left to right with 9.5 minutes left in the first quarter. It's Lawrence Free State 7 and Olathe Northwest 0. About 90% of the field is now covered in the shade of the press box as the sun continues to set behind us on a beautiful night here in Lawrence. Temperatures in the mid-80s, not much of a breeze to speak of. And Olathe Northwest takes the field under center. They've got a straight I formation. And, they might have gotten Free State to jump on the first play. They come out with a hard count off on the first play, and they might have gotten Firebirds to jump there.
And they did. Marking off 5 yards.
So a free 5 yards for Olathe Northwest to start their drive. I think that was Hiram Veano who jumped off, number 55. They almost got him to jump again on the second play. Now more flags fly. And Olathe Northwest, they haven't even run a play yet, and they're about to get 10 yards. Another offsides penalty called. This time they got it on number 19, Gordon Veono, I believe, on the right side of that defensive line for Free State. And so without even running a play, the Ravens have 10 yards, and they're at the 30 now. Same formation, an I formation with 2 wide receivers out to each side. They finally do run a play. It's a straight handoff. Butler's got it, and he runs into a Firebird wall and gets stacked up for maybe a yard. Hiram Vayano on the tackle, number 55.
Hello.
Someone's messing with our crowd mic out there, Craig. They should know better than that.
Yeah. Well, perhaps a future broadcaster.
Got to teach them young. 9 minutes remaining in this first quarter. 7-0. Lawrence Free State leads. Second down and 9 from the 31-yard line for Olathe Northwest. They're out of the shotgun, sort of almost a hybrid pistol. And we got flags and a false start against Olathe Northwest this time. Someone on the offensive line moved early. So this has been about as exciting of an opening drive for the Ravens as you could get, Craig, with 3 penalties on the first 4 plays.
Yeah, this is a little tough for your offense to gain any kind of rhythm with 3 5-yard penalties.
2 offsides against Free State, and then a false start there against the Ravens backs them up. So now it's 2nd and 14 from their own 26-yard line. They need the 40 for a first. Out of the shotgun, they will attempt a pass here. It's Kayota looking to run. Now he will take off. He tucks it into his right arm, gets hit and tackled at the 30-yard line by a pair of Free State defenders. And they are fired up on the Free State sideline on the near side. The quarterback, Ryan Kawayota, the ball carrier for about 4 yards. They'll give him 5.
I believe that was one of the tacklers was Hiram Vayano again.
Yeah, Vayano's already making some plays early in this game. It's 3rd down and long, and Craig, they need 9 yards on this 3rd down. They threw for just 15 yards last week, and they need 9 on this 3rd down.
Well, this is not where they want to be. You know, you wouldn't call them behind the chains, but it's as good as.
They come out in the shotgun with the ball in the near hash, moving from left to right. Wow. And before the snap, we have a timeout called by the Ravens. So they didn't like what they were seeing from Free State, and a timeout called by Olathe Northwest. Lauren Clark is their head coach, and he's out on the field right now talking to his offense. 3rd and 9 coming up. Olathe Northwest converted just 2 third downs in their 40-0 loss against Mill Valley. And they are, as you said, Craig, basically behind the chains here on a 3rd down and 9.
Well, and yeah, I would think that huddle over there is about making sure that everybody understands their assignment, the play, their snap count, to have some kind of a miscue in the backfield with this kind of field position would just be deadly. So, they may not. What they're looking for here are positive yards. So move the ball, get it upfield with any kind of execution and effort. They'll get a first down, but they just have to avoid mistakes at this end of the field.
The ball is on the near hash at the Olathe Northwest 31-yard line, 3rd and 9, 7:41 remaining in this first quarter. Lawrence Free State up 7-0. Out of the shotgun, 3 receivers. It's Kawayota looking to pass. He unloads one downfield, too high for his intended receiver. It's incomplete. He was looking for number 15, Kyle Souders, and Souders extended that right arm but couldn't get under it. Kawayota overthrew him. It's 4th and 9, and the punt unit is on for the Ravens.
Seemed like the ball sailed on him a little bit. He stepped into that throw pretty nicely, but it would have taken an extremely well-placed football for that catch to happen.
Yeah, Souders was running through double coverage.
Yes.
And for Kawayota, he put it where only his man could get it, but unfortunately unable to make the catch.
Double coverage indicates to me that they didn't have enough guys in the pattern.
From the near hash, the punt team is on a low snap, a high wobbly punt that bounces at the Free State 49 and is down right at midfield. So the Firebirds are going to have excellent field position for their second drive after they pretty much methodically and pretty easily went down the field on their first drive for a touchdown. 7:26 remaining in this first quarter, And the Firebirds will take over right at midfield with the ball on the far hash.
Well, we'll see what Coach Stewart has in mind here, if he's going to continue to try and pound the ball, establish that offensive line in his running game, or if he's going to mix it up a little bit. I know which one I vote for.
The lights have kicked on here at Free State High School as the sun continues to set. And from the far hash with 7:26 remaining in the first quarter, it's a read option. Edison keeps it and a little juke move outside. Gets across midfield, across the 45, and down to about the Raven 43. So a run of about 7 yards on 1st and 10 from Edison on the read option. And he ran around his right tackle and picked up a decent gain.
Yeah, nice little cut to the inside. Then he bounces out. Olathe Northwest not able to seal that outside edge, and Edison takes advantage.
A pistol formation this time. Here's a power play running off left guard Tay Ware, but he meets the defense, and that time the Ravens, I'm counting about 5 or 6 white jerseys that got a hold of Ware there and tackled him for a short gain. So some gang tackling from the Ravens, and it will be 3rd and short coming up for the Firebirds. They gave Ware officially no gain on the play, so 3rd and 3 from the 43-yard line. They need the Ravens 40. Ball in the middle of the field, out of the shotgun. Edison's got Ware to his right. A waist-high snap, straight QB power, off right guard, and he got hit twice as he fell forward near the 40. The official on the far side running in looks like he's marked him short of the first. They needed 3, and it looks like Edison got them about 2.5.
Yeah, they really were in a spot where it was 2 downs to make 3 yards. There's little to no question about them going for it on 4th.
You're absolutely right about that, Craig, as the offense stays on the field looking towards the Free State sideline for the play call. They are lined up towards the far hash. They've got 3 receivers on the field, a tight end, H-back off of right tackle. It's a waist-high snap. Edison's going to run it off left guard. Cuts it upfield. He's got the first inside the 40 down to the 38. The ball came out on the play, but I believe he was down, and yes, the official on the near side indicates that he was down when that ball came out. So on 4th and a yard, they get 3, and the chains move. 1st and 10 for the Firebirds at the Olathe Northwest 38-yard line, moving from right to left.
Last week on one series, they faced 3 4th downs. Wesley Edison was the ball carrier on every one of them, and he got the first down on every one of them.
This time from the near hash, out of the pistol formation, a chest-high snap, and they hand it off running straight ahead with Ware. He slices his way through the defense and gets spun down inside the 30 as he scampered for about 9 yards. There's a flag down somewhere.
It's over there on the far side, about the 27-yard line.
So they got a penalty against Olathe Northwest. So they had some guys not staying in their box on the far sideline, and I believe the Free State will decline that penalty. So it is a 9-yard run for Tay Ware to the 29-yard line, 2nd and 1. Again, the pistol formation. They've got an H-back lined up off right tackle, 2 receivers to the near side. Play action pass. Edison rolls out to his right on a naked bootleg, throws one too high for his intended receiver, and it's incomplete. 3rd down and 1. So the first pass attempt of the game for Free State, too high on the throw from Edison to his intended target. And that was the H-back. I believe that was number 46, Braden Blanchard, who was the intended target. Too high from Edison on the bootleg, and it's 3rd and 1. Ball in the near hash, out of the shotgun. The Firebirds moving from right to left. They hand it off to Ware, running a little counter play off left tackle. He gets upended at the 25 and falls to the 24. But more importantly, he's got the first down. When they needed 1, they get about 5, and they move the chains again. 4:45 remaining in this first quarter. Lawrence Free State 7 and Olathe Northwest 0. And the Firebirds nearing the red zone right now with the ball spotted at the Olathe Northwest 24-yard line. 3 receivers, 2 towards the far side, 1 on the near side. And Edison consulting with his O-line before he steps back, now pointing to his running back, Tay Ware, and tells him where to stand. Ware to the left of Edison out of the shotgun. Claps his hands together, a low snap, and a read option. Edison's going to run it off left tackle. He's got the 20 inside near the 15 as he's muscled out of bounds for a gain of about maybe 9-10 yards on that run. He was pushed out of bounds by number 1, Micah Geary for Olathe Northwest.
Boy, once again, good blocking at the point of attack. Anytime that you can you can move your man back a yard and maybe even get off that block and go block again downfield. You're doing a great service for your running back.
Second down and short from inside the 20. It's Ware, and he's wrapped up in the backfield, and it's going to take about 3 Ravens to get him to the ground, but they finally tackle him at the 20-yard line, or the 19 is where they'll mark him, so they lose yards, and it will be 3rd down and 5 from the 19-yard line. They need the Olathe Northwest 14 for a first down. And Craig, do you think this is another situation where you have 2 plays to get 5 yards?
Yep. I don't think there's any doubt.
The ball is on the near hash. Another shotgun formation. Dylan Farrell comes in at running back, number 28, to the right of Edison, and they run a little rollout option play. Edison looking to throw. He gets a block from Farrell. Now he cuts back at the 25. He's in trouble, and Edison will be sacked back at about the 23. So it was a little rollout option play, it looked like, and maybe some miscommunication, but Edison didn't have anywhere to go with the ball. He gets sacked, and it looks like Free State is going to run on their field goal unit here to attempt what will be that ball at 23. So this is going to be about a 40-yard field goal attempt. It's Adam Coop, number 4. He's a right-footed kicker from the far hash. Snap is good, holds pretty good. That might have gotten partially blocked as he pushed it short and a little bit to the left of the upright. So Coop, a low, wobbly kick. I don't know if anybody got a finger on it from Olathe Northwest or not, but it's short and no good. So on a 40-yard field goal attempt, no points for Free State on that drive. The score is still 7-0 with 2:56 remaining in this first quarter.
Well, you asked if it was 2 downs to make 5 yards. Of course, that whole decision-making process changed with the result of the negative yardage.
Yeah, there was no hesitation from head coach Kevin Stewie. He ran his field goal unit out immediately. And to Adam Coop's credit, he was only about a couple yards short on the kick. Almost had enough leg for it.
You know, what you're looking for in a situation like that will be any kind of positive yards. Again, if you get the first down, fantastic. But if you get 2-3 yards, make your 4th down, make it 4th and 2, 4th and 1, something like that. Just anything that makes you a little more comfortable.
So now from their own 20, working from left to right, a handoff on first down for the Ravens, and they push the pile forward to about the 28-yard line. And on the run, that was number 22, Max Keller, for the Ravens. He'll come out of the game, and Eric Butler will come back in, number 2. Again, Butler led them in rushing last week with 79 yards. Probably the lone bright spot offensively for the Ravens a week ago against Mill Valley in a 40-0 loss. So the clock running, 2:20 remaining in this first quarter with the ball in the middle of the field, with the Ravens working from left to right. It's Butler to the left of Kawakawa out of the shotgun. And he takes a low snap, a quick handoff to Butler, tries to follow his blockers, and he gets wrapped up and driven into the turf by a couple of Free State Firebirds. Looked like number 19, Gordon Vayono, was in there on the tackle there for Free State. And Butler really got pile-driven into the turf there, but he did get enough for a Ravens first down at the 34, so they move the chains with 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter.
They list him at about 220, and he did what a good running back's supposed to do: keep moving forward, and then with the contact, make sure you fall forward for that extra yardage.
He got that first down, but the Firebirds certainly punished him for it. 1:44 remaining in this first quarter, with the Ravens at the 34-yard line. They hand it off, running straight ahead. It's actually a fake, a read option running outside. This is Karakota. He's got the first down and a lot more across midfield into Firebird territory at about the 49-yard line. So they faked the handoff, and everybody thought that it was Butler with the ball, and it turns out the quarterback ran for about 16 yards there.
Yeah, a little misdirection there, and Free State caught looking into the backfield, but not keying on the quarterback. So a good decision there, and then a good run.
Ball on the far hash. Right at midfield is where they spot it. 1st and 10, moving from left to right are the Ravens. A waist-high snap, quick handoff on a dive play for Butler, and he fights through the middle of that defense and falls forward to the Firebird 43-yard line for a gain of 7 yards. So the Ravens starting to build some momentum on this drive as they're into Firebird territory at the 43.
So they're following the script that we wanted the Firebirds to do. Good blocking at the line of scrimmage, get your running back up to the linebacker level, and then let him make some moves. And so far this drive looks pretty good for Olathe Northwest.
And as a downhill runner, Butler looking pretty solid in the middle of that offense for the Ravens. 2nd and 3 from the 43 on the far hash. This time it's Keller, number 22. He makes a little jump cut, spins off a defender, still on his feet inside the 35 to about the 33, a gain of about 10 yards. Keller somehow stayed on his feet as he spun and pinballed through that Firebird defense for a gain of 10 yards, and there's a Firebird down on the field. So we got an injury on the field. 47 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Firebirds lead 7-0 over Olathe Northwest. And we'll take a short break of 30 seconds for the injury here at Free State High School. 7-0. You're listening to Firebird Football on KLWN. Yeah, I'm hoping they stop messing with it.
Shouldn't laugh, I guess.
Okay. Well, no, we have a crowd mic. Somebody keeps talking into it. So maybe move it or something, or angle it some way,
or just go out. That is.
Welcome back to Free State High School. I'm Nick Springer alongside our broadcast partner Craig Hershiser. First quarter action here between Lawrence Free State and Olathe Northwest. And the injured Firebird was number 8, Gavin Blanchard, as he is coming off the field. So with 47.3 seconds remaining in this first quarter, the clock starts to run again. Ball spotted at the Firebird 33-yard line. Near the far hash, the Ravens have a tight end on the left side of that offensive line. It's another straight dive play with Butler. He makes a jump cut at the 30, and a massive pile falls forward to about the 26-yard line. So Butler gets another gain of about 6-7 yards on the run. As again, he reaches the second level of that Firebird defense, and 2nd down and 4 at the 28-yard line. The 27-yard line. They officially gave him 6 yards on the run.
Well, the Ravens look completely energized on this drive.
Yeah, this is a complete 180 from their first drive.
Yeah.
And they're going to let this clock run down to triple zeros for this first quarter. 7-0 Free State leads. They had a pretty methodical touchdown drive on a 30-plus yard TD run by Tay Ware. On their second drive, they moved the ball pretty well, but then stalled out near the red zone and missed a 40-yard field goal. The Olathe Northwest Ravens did really nothing on their first drive, but they are driving right now on their second possession of the game. We'll take a short break here in between quarters. Second quarter action coming up. You're listening to Free State Firebird Football on KLWN.
Matt Llewellyn from 23rd Street Brewery.
And this is Cole Mondi.
The biggest hitter in Lawrence High School football history.
Oh, whatever, Matt. But you know my favorite play is going to the 23rd Street Brewery.
Oh, thanks, buddy. I'm glad you like it.
You know I love coming to the 23rd Street Brewery after every game and enjoying the prime rib sandwich.
And I love seeing you there, but I love seeing everyone there, too. So join Cole and everyone else at 23rd Street Brewery after the game or anytime. The 23rd Street Brewery, 23rd and Castle.
Introducing the 2022-2023 Free State Cheerleaders under the direction of head coach Peter Johnston and assistant Claire Johnston. Abby Butler, Owen Thomas, Anna Booth, Avery Voss, Alicia Freeland, Brooklyn Shipley, Carolyn Scarborough, Chloe Hall, Ellie Tremble, Amy Stone, Emma Heights, Kayla Huckley, Jules Clausen, Kayla Keene, Alana Ephraim, Liz Brack, Abby Harris, Michaela Thomas, Vicky Vaughn, Olivia Hunt, Riley Hugman, Stacey Zane, and Vicky Ripple.
Second quarter action underway here from Free State High School. It's the quarterback for Olathe Northwest, Kawakoi, throws the pass complete. There's a flag down inside the 5, down to about the 3. A big play on the first play of the second quarter. Kyle Souders, number 15, makes the catch. And I think the quarterback for Olathe Northwest, Ryan Kawaoka, may have gotten roughed after throwing that pass. There's a flag down at the 24-yard line. They started at the 27. It's officially a gain of about 23 yards And we'll see what the penalty is here.
They are moving backwards. I wondered if he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw the ball.
Well, now the head official is coming to the Free State sideline to talk with Kevin Stewart about the call. That's a good eye by you, Craig. The flag is at the 24. The line of scrimmage was the 27. And it looks like they got 2 penalties, so we were both right.
Oh, okay.
They got a roughing the passer call against Free State, and I think they did get the quarterback for a pass beyond the line of scrimmage. So much ado about nothing. It'll be 2nd down and 4 again from the 27.
I was impressed with Kawakua and how headsy he was directing his receivers and taking his time.
Yeah.
Really a mature play from a quarterback right there.
He scrambled out to his left and still kept his eyes downfield and completed the pass, but he was past the line of scrimmage, but then he got roughed. So scrap that whole play, and it's 2nd down and 4 again from the 27-yard line for the Ravens, right in the middle of the field. Out of the shotgun, they've got 2 tight ends in the game. Here's a little pop pass for Max Keller running off right tackle. He's at the 20, tries to stiff arm a defender, but he's dragged out of bounds at about the 18-yard line. So they run that little pop pass for Keller. He was lined up as an H-back, and he came across the line of scrimmage, and Kawakoa, a quick little pop pass to him, and he picks up decent yardage down to the Free State 18-yard line. So the Ravens, for the first time tonight, are in the red zone.
We've seen that play more and more the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And
that's an NFL play.
Yeah, it is, and I got to be honest, I like it.
Yeah, it's just a nice little, really just a more flashy jet sweep, so to speak, for a guy running down the line of scrimmage like that, but it works out well for the Ravens. This time they go under center, and we got more flags, and this is going to be a false start. I think Butler in the backfield. Oh, they got an offsides against Free State first, though. Butler, the running back, was leaning forward before the snap, but they call it against Free State, so 5 more free yards for Olathe Northwest. That moves the ball down inside the 15. Near the 13. Okay, you talked about discipline, and right now, Free State, that's 3 offsides penalties so far in this game.
And those are the things that, man, as a coach, it just drives you nuts because that's just attention to detail.
So now 1st and 5. They give it to Butler running off right guard. He spins away from one would-be tackler. Still on his feet. Dives out. The ball is out in the end zone. Was he down? Oh, boy. We've got an official standing at the 1 as Butler extended for the end zone. It looks like they're going to call him down short of the goal line. They spot the ball at the 1. So Butler was spinning away from the defender and then tried to extend for the end zone. They mark him down at the 1.
That was close. That was really, really close.
So now 1st and goal from the 1. You wonder if Olathe Northwest won't just try to use power football here. And it is a straight dive play with Eric Butler. He runs into a mob and falls across the goal line for a touchdown. Olathe Northwest, they respond here early in the 2nd quarter, and it's 7-6 off the Eric Butler 1-yard touchdown run, and they're an extra point away from tying this game.
Well, Butler did a lot of work on that drive.
Yeah.
There were a couple other plays that didn't involve him, but boy, he really carried the mail.
A long scoring drive for the Ravens of 80 yards after the missed field goal at the other end by Free State back in the 1st quarter. And had the extra point to try and tie it from number 80, Noah Canover. And the kick is up, and he pushes it through. And this game is tied at 7 points apiece. 10:58 remaining in this 2nd quarter. We're deadlocked at 7 between Free State and Olathe Northwest. Greg, a nice response there from Olathe Northwest, and you said it, Eric Butler was the man of the hour for them on that drive, and they really just ran it right up the middle against Free State. Just got to push and move the ball.
And honestly, from the results of their first drive, it didn't look like they'd be able to do that.
Yeah.
Or did they come out and respond? Now it's the Firebirds' turn to do just the same. Momentum now has shifted to the other sideline, and so now, if you're going to be the team that you want to be, you got to make something happen offensively, and got to come down to good execution. And again, I'm a little predictable, but I'd go with that running game.
It's been working for him so far. And Dylan Farrell and Devin Hamilton back deep to field this kickoff from Olathe Northwest. They will kick the ball off from right to left at the Ravens 40-yard line from the far hash. The sun is pretty much completely set, the entire field in shade with the lights now on here at Free State High School. 10:58 remaining into this second quarter. We're tied at 7 apiece. As kicking off for Olathe Northwest is number 91.
Man, good kick.
And a good kick down inside the 5. Farrell's going to bring it out. He's got a head of steam across the 25. Oh, a shoestring tackle as he falls across the 30 near the 32-yard line. And Farrell turned on the Jets, and he was thinking about the afterburners running down the far sideline, but he gets tripped up at about the 31-yard line, I think is where they're going to spot this football.
I think he had the goal line firmly in his sights, and he was just maybe a step from breaking that all the way. Nice deep kick, but a little more on the line drive variety, which
doesn't give your kickoff team enough time to get down there.
Exactly.
And Farrell, he was ready to hit that final gear. He was ready to turn on the Jets. Instead, Free State will take over on their own 31-yard line on the far hash. A pistol formation, 2 receivers towards the near side. Edison hands it off to Tay Ware, and he gets wrapped up, trying to continue to use his legs and muscle his way forward. He stays on his feet. A nice run from Ware across the 35 to about the 38. They had him wrapped up at about the 34, and he just kept churning those legs, and they couldn't get him down, and he picked up about 5 more yards. Well, they took it away. They gave him forward progress, and they blew him dead back at the 33. So Ware, unfortunately, not rewarded for that extra effort. That's kind of surprising. I felt like he was still kind of moving forward.
I did too.
But they blow it dead, and they only give him 2 yards on the play instead of the 33-yard line. Out of the shotgun, a chest-high snap for Edison, a read option. He'll run it off of left tackle. Shakes off one defender, and he gets wrapped up and tackled across the 40 near the 41. The tackle made there by number 99, Chase Burns for Olathe Northwest.
Boy, what a nice block from number 74, Hank Fuchs, a junior on that offensive line. He was responsible for that cutback lane that Edison used.
Ball in the near hash, a first down on that run from Edison. Another waist-high snap. Here's a little dive play, a nice cut to the outside, running off right tackle. It's Farrell, wants to turn on the extra gear. He bounces off his own player and falls inside the 40-yard line of the Ravens. Another nice run from Tay Ware. And during pregame, Craig, you asked for more Tay Ware. Well, you got it so far.
Yeah, he looks like he's come out with something to prove tonight. And, so far, he's proving it.
A nice run from Ware all the way down to the Ravens' 38-yard line, and Free State wants to use some tempo. They almost got 2 men on the field for the Ravens. A flag does come down. Meanwhile, Ware gets tackled in the backfield, and he hit the deck hard. And we'll see what the penalty is. They actually got a holding call against Free State, but the attention now turns to Tay Ware, who hit the turf pretty hard, and he's still laying on his back as the athletic trainers are out to talk with him. Looks like he's trying to stretch out his legs a little bit. So with 9:39 remaining in the second quarter, the clock is stopped. We're tied at 7 points apiece. And Ware looks like he might be okay. Good sign, he's able to pop back up and walk off. A timeout on the field, and we'll take it with them. We'll take a 30-second break here. You're listening to Free State Firebird Football on KLWN.
Well, we just major penaltied our way into a holy smokes. Oh, that hold was in the backfield behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it was
2nd and 24.
I didn't see they got it on. Take it back, Reggie.
Okay.
After the hold, it is Wesley Edison on what looked like a design QB draw on 1st and forever, and he gets most of the yards back all the way inside the Olathe Northwest 35-yard line near the 30. A design QB draw, and Edison took off and showed his wheels that time.
So you have a 1st and 24. You run that draw because your receivers are running vertical routes, and the defensive backs all have their backs turned to the action.
Here's a run off of right tackle, and Dylan Farrell gets plastered in the backfield. Wow. A flag down as well on the play. And this smells like a hold, Craig.
Yeah, that's in a bad spot on the field for the Firebirds.
A stinky holding penalty is what it smells like, and we'll see what the call is. Looks like they actually got an illegal formation call against Free State is what the signal was. The flag came out kind of late in the play, but some kind of illegal formation it looked like was the call there. So it does back up Free State nonetheless, and this will be second down.
They can't decide.
Free State was backed up by about 15 yards, and it turns out it was only about a 5-yard penalty. They back them up to second down and 9 with the ball at the 37-yard line of the Ravens for Free State. Moving from left to right. A low snap for Edison. He's going to throw it. Throws one, too high for his intended target. And then Hamilton takes a big shove from behind after he got his fingertips on the ball. No flag comes out, and it will be 3rd and 9.
Crowd's a little upset with the no flag on the field.
Yeah, Hamilton. If Hamilton was about 3 inches taller, he probably makes that catch. But Edison just threw it a little too high for him, and then he took a shot after the play.
I think the home crowd's thinking there might be a little unnecessary roughness.
Yeah, some officials in the black and green on the near side wanted a flag, but the ones on the field are the only ones that matter, unfortunately. So on 3rd and 9, they run a straight dive with Ware. He's able to break through one tackle. And then he got hit hard, and he's driven backwards. Number 64, Lucas Conover for the Ravens, drives Ware back. And I tell you Ware, he's been running well all night, but he's taking a beating on this drive. And 4th down and a long 8, or 4th down and 8 really coming up here for the Firebirds with the ball at the 37-yard line. They need the 20, just shy of the 28 for a first down. They call it 4th and 9 on the field. And the Firebirds are going to go for it. A waist-high snap for Edison. 3-step drop. Rolls out to his right. Now starts to scramble. He's got a man right behind him. He gets hit hard, and he's spun down at the 39. And it's a stop on 4th down for Olathe Northwest. Number 69, Reed Newbanks with the tackle as he wrapped up Edison and spun into the turf. And it's a turnover on downs for Lawrence Free State with 7:58 remaining in the second quarter. Olathe Northwest will take over at their own 39-yard line.
So the Firebirds tripped themselves up with the penalty situations. The major penalty, the holding in the backfield, leaves them with a 1st and 24. They get a lot of those yards back, and then they get into an illegal formation that backs them up even further. And now you've got, the missed opportunity on the pass play, and it's just, execution.
So the Firebirds really shot themselves in the foot on that drive.
Yeah, execution is just so critical there.
So now Olathe Northwest takes over in a tie ball game, 7-7 on the near hash at their own 39-yard line, moving from right to left. Caracoa's under center with an I formation behind him. It's a straight dive with Max Keller, and he runs into a wall and gets driven backwards. And they might give him the line of scrimmage here for no gain. But no push that time for the Ravens. And Craig, on that last drive, Olathe Northwest, they were getting a pretty good push on the offensive line. It feels like the Firebird defense might have something to prove here on this drive.
Well, I was thinking the same thing. That the Raven offensive line pretty much owned the field on their last drive, and so really, this front line of Free State really needs to burly up here and
absolutely,
and if just maintain the line of scrimmage.
They did a pretty good job on that first run. 2nd and 10 coming up. This time a shotgun formation for the Ravens. It's a read option running off right tackle and trying to just submarine forward for anything he can there. It was the quarterback, Caracoa, and he gets maybe a yard on the play. They might give him 2. He came around that right tackle, saw some black jersey, and just decided to, for a business decision there, dove forward with his head down.
Well, if there was a black jersey, I didn't catch the number.
Somebody was coming at him quick
in the backfield, disrupting all the timing on that play. So, sometimes you're not the guy that's making the tackle, but you're the guy that's responsible for the tackle, and that's what happened there.
6:35 remaining in the second quarter, and a pretty important 3rd down coming up here for the Ravens. 3rd down and 8 from their own 41-yard line. They're trying to run on some subs from their far sideline. The play clock is down to 15 as they're still in their huddle. They need their own 49 for a first down. Play clock ticking inside of 10, down to 6. Out of the shotgun. Play clock down to 3. They do get the snap off. It's a waist time. They run a little bubble screen on the near side. It's caught by number 1, Micah Geary, but there's too many black jerseys for him to do anything. He gets maybe a yard on the little bubble screen, but the Firebirds swarming on the near side, and it will be fourth down.
That's a lot of black jerseys. Really tracking down the ball. Gang tackling there, something that this defense has been known for over the years, and I would love to see that identity come forward again with this team.
So the punt team runs on for Olathe Northwest. Dylan Farrell, number 28, is standing at his own 24-yard line. The ball in the near hash. It's a low snap on the punt, but they do get it off cleanly. Kind of an awkward end-over-end kick, and it takes a funny bounce at the Free State 27 and then rolls on the far side and will die at about the 28. And that is where the Firebirds will take over. So the defense, they stand up after giving up the touchdown on the last drive to the Ravens. That time, a 3-and-out for Olathe Northwest.
Yeah, nice job there getting off the field and getting the ball back to your offense now. Now with 5 minutes to go, 5:19, the ideal scenario is Free State drives this ball down and scores with maybe about 10 seconds left.
Run some clock here if you're the Firebirds. 5:19 left, as you said, in a tie game, 7-7. And the story of this game, Craig, I think has been whichever team is able to control the line of scrimmage on this drive has determined the outcome.
That is absolutely correct.
So now from the far hash, the Firebirds take over in a pistol formation. They run a little speed option. Edison pitches back to where it looked like he maybe wanted to throw, but he gets wrapped up way back. A big loss on the play as the Ravens sniff that one out. They had a man running downfield. I don't know if Ware wanted to throw that or not, but
it looks like it.
Yeah, he gets tackled instead for a huge loss.
Yeah, it sure looked like it. And I may be completely wrong on this, but I thought maybe Edison had the option to pass as well.
Yeah, they had a man running downfield, but instead it's a big loss for Free State back to their own 26-yard line. So they lost 8 yards on the play. Here's a snap for Edison. He's under pressure, rolling out to his left, stops. Now he's going to tuck and try to run. He's got a man chasing him down from behind, and he does get tackled. Edison did a nice job just to get a yard there as he had number 99, Chase Burns, hounding him down from behind, running towards the far sideline. And Edison does gain about a yard, but now third down and a mile coming up for the Firebirds. Some instant pressure there from Olathe Northwest, forced Edison out of the pocket. And he just didn't have really a chance to look downfield. So now third down and 18 officially for the Firebirds. Ball in the far hash. They're moving from left to right. 4:05 remaining in this second quarter. A waist high snap, 5-step drop for Edison. They run a little tunnel screen. It's caught on the near side. They're going to make a run at the 30, at the 35, and tackled at about the 37 on the far sideline. That was number 83, Cortez Overstreet, on the little tunnel screen. And that play was designed to just get him the ball and see if he could make something happen. He gets a decent gain on the play, but on third down and forever, the punt team will have to come out for Free State as it's 4th and 6 from their own 38-yard line.
Yeah, he made something happen. It just wasn't quite enough, but I like the play. Well executed.
Yeah.
Nice run after the catch.
That was the first completion of the night for Edison, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And before this 4th down and 6 punt play, a timeout called by Lawrence Free State.
Boy, if body language means anything.
Yeah, Kevin Stewart did not look happy.
Not pleased.
I think he was yelling to his offense, honestly. It looked like he was turned back to his own sideline yelling at his offense. So with 3:26 remaining in this second quarter, tied at 7. A timeout on the field. This gives us a chance to remind you that the broadcast booth tonight is brought to you by Family Physiological Services. Family Physiological Services provides therapy and medication management for children, teens, young adults, families, and couples in Douglas County and the surrounding area. You can learn more on their website, drwest.com. That's dr-west, dr-west.com.
Dr. Wes Crenshaw providing a little support for this broadcast.
Thank you very much. It is 4th and 6, and I wonder if Stewart just wanted the timeout to talk more with his offense because he runs the punt team back out again. So they are going to punt from the far hash, kind of a rugby-style punt. It's a short kick up in the air, and it takes a bounce at the Raven 37-yard line, and it is picked up by the Firebirds at about the 38. And stopping that ball for Free State, I think that was Matthew Markham, number 59, who got that ball for Free State on the kickoff, or on the punt coverage, I should say. So now with 3:17 remaining in the second quarter, Craig, this feels like maybe the most important drive of the game before they ascended this first half.
Well, certainly here's your chance to establish some momentum if you're the Ravens, and Free State would like to, challenge that, maybe get a turnover, at least a 3 and out, and then turn the ball back over to their offense.
The Ravens had 2 turnovers last week against Mill Valley. The ball spotted at the 39-yard line of Olathe Northwest. They're moving from right to left in the second quarter. Ball on the near hash. They come out in the shotgun with 2 receivers towards the short side of the field. They start with a read option, running off right guard. There's a big hole for Carr. He's across midfield into Firebird territory at the 40. Still on his feet at the 30. Inside the 25. A flag comes down behind the play, and this may be coming back. Dylan Farrell with the tackle, but there is a flag down. Officials will come together here, and the Ravens are walking this back. It seems like it's going to go against Olathe Northwest. And they got a block in the back call against the Ravens. So I think we'll see where they spot this ball. They give him the yardage on the first down, and they're going to mark it off there. So still a big gain, really, for the Ravens. They get a first down into Firebird territory. They mark off the penalty yardage, and they will spot the ball at the 36-yard line of Lawrence Free State.
Folks out there might have heard the displeasure.
We got the Olathe Northwest coaches booth right next to us. And I don't think they're happy about that call. Ball on the far hash, 1st and 10 at the 36. Out of the shotgun. It's a read option again, and this time they run right into the teeth of the defense as the Firebirds stand tall in a short gain there. Clock running down to 2:40 remaining in this second quarter.
Well, the previous play, of course, everybody in a Firebird uniform was keying on number 2, Eric Butler, which opened the path for the quarterback to make that long run. They tried to repeat that magic on that most recent play, and Free State held them just a yard, or 2 yards.
Yeah, they gave him about maybe a yard and a half, really, inside the 40 to about the 39 and a half. On the far hash, they run a little jet sweep towards the near side. Some decent blocking at the 30. He tries to cut it upfield. This is Keller, and he's slung down inside the 30 at about the 27. And on the tackle there for Free State, looked like number 15, Crow Benoit, was in there making the play. We saw Gavin Blanchard. He left the field with an injury in the first quarter, and I don't believe he's out there right now. So after a decent gain of about 6 yards, it's 3rd down and short. 3rd and 2 from the 28-yard line. They need the 26 for a first. Ball on the near hash. Out of the shotgun, it's a straight handoff to Eric Butler, running off right tackle. He gets around the edge, inside the 20, to the 15, to the 10, trying to break off a tackler, still going, and he's knocked out of bounds inside the 5. So Butler finds the edge, and he turns on the Jets, and Free State couldn't cut him off until he got inside the 5 before they finally shoved him out of bounds. 1:24 remaining in this second quarter. And now the Firebirds with their backs against the wall. 1st and goal for the Ravens from the 3-yard line.
Well, if you were a betting man, you'd put your money on Butler.
They come out in an I formation, and they may just try to power this ball. They've got a new quarterback in there. They've brought in Merrick Griner at number 12 at quarterback. And he is giving some instructions to his offensive line. So Griner at number 12 comes in at quarterback. He lines up under center, I formation. It's Butler standing about 5 yards behind him. And it is a straight dive to Butler, but the Firebirds were ready for it, and they stop him in the backfield. A big tackle for a loss that time for Free State. Number 19, Gordon Viono, got in there. Viono makes the tackle, and now the clock becomes an issue here for the Ravens. 1:05 remaining They obviously want to score, but it's second down and goal from the 6-yard line. The ball's in the middle of the field. And the home crowd here at Lawrence Free State making some noise. They know this is a critical drive in a tie game late in the second quarter. Here's a little toss play to Max Kelly. He's got the ball tucked in his left arm. He cuts upfield at the 5, falling forward to about the 2, but he's short of the goal line, and that clock continues to roll down to 35 seconds. 2 timeouts left for Olathe Northwest, so they don't need to be too concerned, but the clock is running. Third down and goal from inside the 2. And maybe about the 1.5. And with 21 seconds left, Olathe Northwest calls timeout. They will have 1 left. So, Craig, with 1 timeout left, you figure they could go for a run play here, and if they get stopped, they have 1 more timeout.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I'm kind of surprised why they let the clock run down like that.
Yeah, didn't seem to be a lot of urgency right there, unless they're trying to time this out just right to score.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they don't want to give the ball back to Free State, but with so little time left, I mean, I don't know that Free State would be able to do much anyways.
Exactly.
So we get a timeout with the ball inside the 2-yard line, and in this situation all night, it's been Eric Butler, their go-to guy. Mm-hmm. They went to Max Keller on a toss play on 2nd and goal. He got them down inside the 2, but what do you think, Craig?
I think I'd give Eric Butler 2 chances to score this. That's just me.
Butler is listed at 6'2", 220 pounds, so he's a big guy.
Yep.
And Griner at number 12 still in at quarterback for Olathe Northwest. It's 3rd and goal from inside the 2-yard line. They got an I formation. It's Butler, the big running back, and now a timeout called by Free State. So Free State, they let Olathe Northwest come out and line up. They see what they were doing, and they call a timeout of their own.
Man, shades of 1970. Seriously. They go I formation, fullback.
Yep.
With Aaron Thompson at 6'2", 205, and, in front of Butler. And my goodness, it looked like old Big 8 conference football there for a second.
So Free State calls timeout. They wanted to see what Olathe Northwest was going to line up in, and I think if you're the Ravens, you probably just line up in the same thing again. Well, I don't know why you change.
Well, their formation there, they gave the extra blocker to Butler, and so clearly, I don't think we've seen that yet tonight. And so clearly they have confidence in it, and clearly they've practiced it. So I'd say, yeah, let's take a swing at it.
Here come the Ravens again. Stewart giving some last-minute instructions to his defense before they break their huddle. The ball is on the near hash at the 1.5-yard line. They have Butler in the backfield again, same formation. Griner, number 12, the quarterback. And then the fullback lined up is Aaron Thompson, number 32, and number 2, Butler in the backfield. And so they just go for a straight QB sneak. It's Griner falling forward into the end zone for a touchdown. It felt like the Firebirds were ready to come across and look for number 2, but they forgot about the quarterback, Griner, and he slithers his way through the D-line for a touchdown.
I'll tell you what, the offensive line really fired off the line of scrimmage. They got a good push, and to me, that looked like one of the easiest quarterback sneaks that you might see in a while.
It looked like the Firebirds had a game plan of attacking off the edge and collapsing, so they all came upfield, but Griner was already past them on the sneak. 13-7, and now the extra point coming up from Noah Conover, number 80. And the kick is up, and it is good. 14-7, Olathe Northwest leads over Lawrence Free State. 17.9 seconds remaining in this first half. And the Ravens, Free State, they had a decent drive, shot themselves in the foot. Ravens get the ball back, and they capitalize with 7 points at the other end.
Offensively, the Firebirds, after their initial drive of the game, they've been inconsistent, and they find ways to penalize themselves out of good situations, and the end result is that scoreboard right now, trailing 14-7.
It does seem like the Firebird offense has kind of lost their mojo a little bit that they had going on that first drive. But also, to the credit of the Raven defense, they started to slow down Tay Ware a little bit. He ran wild on that first drive, and they started to bottle up a little bit more on those last couple drives. So the Ravens will kick off from right to left. with the ball at the 40-yard line. Just under 18 seconds left in this first half. And Dylan Farrell almost made lightning strike on his last return. And the Ravens look like they want to give him a chance to return this one again. He fields it at his own goal line, and it will become a touchback as he went back into the end zone. So no return for Farrell. I think if he had his way, he would have returned it.
Yeah, definitely.
But he went back into the end zone. That becomes a touchback. And so Free State will take over at their own 20-yard line with 18 seconds left. They have one timeout remaining. So I wonder if they might try to do anything or if they might just go ahead and take this one to the half.
I think you run a play here, see what you can get out of it. You know, if you and
it looks like they're going to line up.
Doesn't look like they're going to.
Yep, looks like they're just going to kneel this out to take the ball to the locker room.
This is the safe formation.
So Edison will take a knee, and that will take us to the halftime break. 14-7, Olathe Northwest leads it. The Firebirds got off to a hot start with a touchdown on their first drive, but couldn't find much success offensively after that. And for the Ravens, they were resilient in that first half. They struggled to start the game offensively, got themselves a touchdown, and right before the end of the first half, they find the end zone again. It's 14-7. Olathe Northwest leads at the half. We will take a break. When we come back, we'll have some thoughts and recap from the first half. Get ready for the second half. You're listening to Free State Firebird Football on KLWN. We got 4 minutes, Richie. Okay.
And did Derek tell you it's homecoming, so it's going to be a long half?
Yeah, he told me it was going to be a longer halftime. Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll probably just maybe take longer breaks or take more breaks. Or
sure. Yeah.
Hey, do you know where the nearest bathroom is? Is it all the way down there?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if I can make it or not.
Well, tell Richie to 6 minutes.
Richie, can you do 6 minutes? Richie? Ready? Hey, can you do 6 minutes? Okay, yeah, do 6 minutes. I'm going to try to run to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Hey, man, how you doing? Oh, you're not? Oh, okay.
evening. Welcome to Free State High School 2022 Homecoming Coronation. This weekend was a very fun with many activities for students to do. Skirting, powder football, volleyball, pep facility, firefight, a parade, with the dance, all in the party. We're excited to announce this year's homecoming board candidates.
Let's see how much time we got. Like 30 seconds? Yeah, 30 seconds, go. Welcome back to Free State High School. It is halftime here between the Lawrence Free State Firebirds and the Olathe Northwest Ravens with a score of 14-7. I'm Nick Springer alongside Craig Hershiser. I'd like to remind you that our halftime show is brought to you by 23rd Street Brewery, open daily from 11:30 to 10:30. From the Bill Self Mac and Cheese to the Henny Turkey Stack or the Hank Booth Burger, coming to watch all the football games from high school to KU to the NFL. Halftime show brought to you by 23rd Street Brewery. Well, Craig, in that first half, really all the highlights for Lawrence Free State offensively came from that first drive. Taylor had a couple nice runs, over a 30-yard touchdown run. But after that, the Ravens defense really stiffened, and Free State also kind of shot themselves in the foot a couple drives, and that's why they only have 7 points at the moment.
Yeah, penalties are an issue without a doubt, and especially major penalties like holding in the offensive backfield. That first drive, they looked unstoppable.
Yeah.
You know, it just looked like, okay, it's going to be a dominant night for Free State. But you know what? We do have to give credit to Olathe Northwest.
Absolutely.
They said, okay, enough of that. We're going to make some changes. They picked up their intensity, I felt, and their effort, and played really well defensively. So it's a combination of two things, really. The Ravens picking up their game defensively, and then Free State with just continuing with execution problems that, and, you cannot penalize yourself out of good situations and expect to win.
The Ravens overall felt like they were slow to get going, but once they did, really on both sides of the ball, they started to find some success. On the offensive side for Olathe Northwest, they really started to feed Eric Butler quite a bit. He had a touchdown run of 1 yard in the first half, and then that last drive of the first half for Olathe Northwest, they got down, and it felt like everybody was expecting the ball to go to Eric Butler, and the quarterback, Merritt Grinder, QB, snuck it in, and that's how Olathe Northwest took the lead 14-7. And Greg, for the second half, what do you think this Lawrence Free State offense needs to do to kind of recapture what they had on that first drive of the game?
Well, they can't stress over the first half. Okay, I mean you can't revisit that. That's over. Nothing's going to change what happened in the first half. So you dedicate yourself to the next play in front of you. Just every time out, it's always just the next play, the next play, the next play. You can't project ahead in 5 minutes into the quarter or into the next quarter. It's got to be the here and now. So I think one of the biggest things is, again, the execution, understanding your assignment and going out and taking care of that assignment, and then having the faith in the guys around you to take care of their assignments as well.
We saw some frustration, right? Coach Kevin Stewart on the sideline a couple times in that second quarter. So he clearly, I think, feels the frustration of execution issues. And you're right, on that one drive in the second quarter when Free State was able to start moving the ball, they had that devastating holding penalty that knocked them back. Then they had another penalty of the illegal formation that pushed them back even further. They went for it on fourth down, didn't get it. And then that led to the scoring drive for Olathe Northwest that gave them the lead.
Yep. And so you can point to a lot of things, but you got to play complementary football.
Yeah.
So your offense has got to take care of their business, maintain possession of the ball, move it down the field, get some first downs. Maybe you don't score on one drive, but then when you get it back, you take care of your business, move the ball down the field, get some first downs, get a score. Okay, take a little pressure off of your defense. If you're constantly turning the ball over in bad situations and putting the stress on your defense, then you've got you've got a lot of problems on your hands.
And Wesley Essen only completed one pass in that first half break, so really it was the ground game or bust for Lawrence Free State, and we saw them with some success with their offensive line getting a push, but then we also saw them struggle to move that Raven defensive line as well. So kind of a tale of two quarters for Free State. It felt like early in the game they were getting a push. Later on in the second quarter, they struggled a bit more. It is homecoming, by the way, also here at Lawrence Free State tonight. They've just crowned the homecoming king and queen, and it looks like that is a Lawrence Free State football player, Calvin Clements, I believe, number 77, who has been crowned king for homecoming. I believe that's number 77.
It is.
Calvin Clements. So he gets the cape and the crown for homecoming king. So there you go.
And now he might be thinking, I really should be in the locker room.
Game planning for the second half. Yeah. But instead he's got that crown. But he's one of those guys that is somebody who is a prospect to play at the next level in college, and he's a big guy, and he's somebody that I think Lawrence Free State's going to rely on that offensive line to get a push.
Well, they've got two big tackles.
Clements and Spencer Doan.
Yeah, they've got Clements 6'7", 280. I mean, he's got a next level frame, and then they got 75 Caden Lawnard, 6'7", 295, and so. They got some big guys up front. So, again, we kind of expected that offensive line to be a strength for the Firebirds, and it takes time. I mean, the offensive line has to work as a unit. They've got there has to be a lot of cohesion, just across the line, starting with your center and then moving out, and so. You can't just immediately say, oh, well, they got some big dudes up front. They ought to be great. I mean, it takes some time to develop that. So we'll see that. I'm confident we will see that happen.
Absolutely. Because of the homecoming, we've got a little bit of a longer halftime. So we want to remind you guys that halftime show is brought to you by 23rd Street Brewery, open daily from 11:30 to 10:30. From the Bill Self mac and cheese to the Haney turkey stack to the Hank Booth burger, coming to watch all the football games from high school to KU to the NFL. But we're going to take a short break right now with about 4 or 5 minutes as they're just now clearing the field of all the homecoming ceremonies. So we're probably still a few minutes away from kickoff, but we'll take a short break. This is halftime of Lawrence Free State and Olathe Northwest. The Firebirds down 14-7. You're listening to Free State football on KLWN. Yeah, so there's 2 minutes on the clock on the scoreboard, but give us we'll do 3.
Even when the teams come back out on the field, they'll reset it to 3 minutes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so 4 is fine. 4 is fine.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Got a Harvest Moon up there tonight.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Is that that's not a blood moon, is it?
No, this is the Harvest Moon.
Okay.
It's full moon in September, and this full moon happens to be closest to the autumnal equinox.
Ah.
So it's
that's September 21st, right? Or is it later?
Yes, it's the 21st
of September,
I think.
I don't know.
So it's the Harvest Moon. If the October full moon is closest to the autumnal equinox, then the September full moon is just the corn moon.
Interesting.
So, stuff you need to know.
So is it the Harvest Moon because they harvest corn in September?
Well, yeah. Although I really don't know when they harvest anymore, but that probably would have been the case.
Gotcha.
Maybe working by moonlight, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Thank you very much. You need a water? You good?
Also an album by Neil Young, whom you've probably never heard of.
I've heard of Neil Young.
Okay.
He's the singer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I couldn't tell you a song that he sung, but I know who he is.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that.
Firebird. 30 seconds? All right, thank you. It's halftime here at Free State High School with the Firebirds trailing the Olathe Northwest Ravens by a score of 14-7. I'd like to remind you that the halftime show is brought to you by 23rd Street Brewery, open daily from 11:30 to 10:30. From the Bill Self Mac and Cheese to the Haney Turkey Stack or the Hank Booth Burger, come in to watch all the football games from high school to KU to the NFL. Thanks to 23rd Street Brewery for sponsoring the halftime show. Both teams are back on the field and just about ready to get this second half started. And during our break, Craig, you just taught me something about the harvest moon. It's the full moon in September, closest to the autumnal equinox.
Correct.
And it's also pretty beautiful tonight. It's like an orangish hue to it.
Yep.
So we got the full moon to the right of the field, up above the field, so that's pretty cool. And the Firebirds looking to spark something offensively here in the second half, down 14-7 against Olathe Northwest. It was homecoming. Honestly, I was pretty impressed with how quickly they got the homecoming stuff off the field, Greg. They were really hustling out there.
Yeah, I agree. That ceremony was, so what am I trying? Expeditious.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So it is 14-7 at half. Olathe Northwest leads Lawrence Free State. And the Firebirds in black uniforms, black jerseys with black pants, and black helmets with silvery lettering and numbering on the jerseys, and they've got white lettering and white lettering on the helmets. And on the other side, Olathe Northwest, they are in all white uniforms, white jerseys with white pants and blue lettering and blue numbering on the jersey. So Lawrence Free State, they received the ball to start the game, so they will be kicking off to start this second half. 12 minutes on the clock here in the third quarter. And we're about set to resume the action on a Friday night under the lights. A beautiful night here in Lawrence. The sun has totally set. And the temperature is dropping into the upper 70s, but not much of a breeze to speak of, no rain. So really, you couldn't ask for a better night for football and for homecoming, the ceremonies as well at halftime.
It is a gorgeous night, I have to say that. It's a great night to be out. If whether you're watching high school football or doing something else, it is beautiful tonight. But you should be watching high school football.
Or listening to us on KLWN. 12 minutes on the clock in the third quarter. Free State's going to kick this ball off from left to right. Number 4, Adam Coop, is going to handle the kickoff duties. He is standing at the near hash with the ball on the tee at the 40-yard line as Olathe Northwest runs onto the field in their kick return unit. And looks like back deep for Olathe Northwest, they have number 1, Micah Geary, back deep on the near side. And number 20, Amari Banks on the far side. So from left to right, the third quarter is underway on the kickoff by Adam Coop. An end-over-end kick fielded at the 10-yard line and running out across the 20, near the 25, and a mass of bodies falls at about the 26 on that return. So not a bad return for Olathe Northwest. They'll take over at their own 26-yard line, moving from right to left in the third quarter.
Pretty good return, but better coverage. There were a lot of Free State helmets in on that tackle.
Yeah. I thought a mass of bodies was an accurate way to describe that.
Absolutely.
It was literally a mob at the near the 25-yard line, and they just kind of moved forward to the 26.
Boy, okay, so ideally what we want to see, 3 and out.
Yep.
Give the ball back to the offense, get this thing going, and see if the Firebirds can establish a little bit of momentum here early in the third quarter.
Gavin Blanchard left the game with an injury earlier in the first half. I don't see him out there to start this second half, one of their linebackers. They come out of the I formation. They start with a little toss play. It's Butler. He shakes off an arm tackle, but the Firebirds swarm him and get him for maybe a yard as he tried to run off right guard, and there just wasn't much space there as the black jerseys got to him quickly. And they give him no gain on the play at the 27-yard line, 2nd and 10. Ryan Kawaoka, the quarterback, back out for Olathe Northwest. They brought in Merrick Greinert for a couple plays. In fact, Greinert got the QB sneak touchdown at the end of the first half, but number 8, Kawaoka, back out for Olathe Northwest. I formation with the ball on the far hash. They run a little counter play with Butler in the middle of that defense, and it takes 2 or 3 Firebirds to get him to the turf, but they do tackle him as he crossed the 30 to about the 32-yard line. So they gave him a decent run there of about 5 yards. It is 3rd down and 5 from the 32.
Well, he is a load to tackle, isn't he?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Listed at 220. And it took about 2 or 3 Free State players to take him down on that play. 10:40 remaining in this third quarter. 14-7. Olathe Northwest leads, but a big third down early in this second half. They run a little pop pass again. It's Max Keller. He hurdles a defender and crosses the 35. The ball came out. It's picked up by Olathe Northwest. Now they're moving across the 40, and they finally blow it dead. It was picked up by one of the offensive linemen, number 75, Joshua Sanjean, and eventually the officials blow it dead as it was Keller on the run. They ran that play in the first half for a decent gain. They run it again on 3rd and 5, and they get enough for the first. And then they marked him down. The ball did come out, but they blew it dead. So they spot the ball at the 38-yard line. So on 3rd and 5, they get enough for the first across the 35 to the 38. Ball right in the middle of the field. The Ravens moving from right to left in this third quarter. Kawaoka under center, I formation. It's Butler back in the game, standing about 6 yards deep. They try to get Firebirds to jump. Instead, it's a straight dive play with Eric Butler. He sidesteps one defender and then muscles his way across the 40 near the 45. They mark him at about the 44 in the middle of the field. No, they give him the 45, so a nice run of about 6 or 7 yards, 6.5 yards for Butler.
Boy, that is just old-time football right there.
Yeah, and he's the type of running back that as we get deeper into this game, you wonder if he might just start to wear down this Firebird defense as they keep just grinding the ball up the middle.
They've got their quarterback under center. They got a fullback leading the play. They hand it off to their big running back.
Yep.
And the key, you got to get to him early in terms of trying to make a tackle.
I formation again. Here's a little short toss play to Butler, a little stutter step, and he looks for a hole in the defense and runs into a pile and got a couple yads across the 40 to about the 42. This will bring up, across the 45 to about the 47 near the Firebird logo at midfield. It's 3rd down and 1 at the 47-yard line.
And again, he took that little toss, and you know he was through the line of scrimmage before really he met with any kind of resistance whatsoever. You're just going to have to be able to meet him in the backfield.
Butler comes out for this play. It's Max Keller in the backfield. They just run a straight QB sneak. And Craig, how many times do you see the QB sneak from the 47-yard line? It works for them. They got the first.
Not very many in this day and age. And again, the fullback was instrumental there. He wasn't blocking.
Yeah, he was just pushing him.
But he got behind the quarterback and just pushed him forward.
Yeah, absolutely. The sneak works for the first down. They spot the ball near midfield, right over the head of that Firebird logo on the turf at midfield. And it's 1st and 10 for the Ravens. This has just been straight in-your-face running every play. I formation again. Keller is the running back, number 22 in white. They bring in Greinert again. He runs a bootleg running left, flings it out to the flat. The pass complete at the 43-yard line, and he gets upended at about the 41. We got some laundry on the field. A flag comes out in the middle of the field. The catch was made there by number 32, Aaron Thompson. And a late flag. And
they just picked it up.
Oh, they got an eligible man downfield against Olathe Northwest.
Okay.
That's going to back them up. You know, when you're an offensive lineman and they've run about 8 straight running plays, and they run a little play action in the O-line, they still want to get downfield and make some blocks, but that time on the pass, they let somebody get too far downfield.
So that makes it 1st and 15. I mean, nobody wants to be in that position, but
this feels like a good opportunity for Free State.
Yeah, I think so too.
From the I formation, 1st and 15 at their own 45. They give it to Butler again. He bounces off of his own lineman, and then he gets gang tackled right at midfield. So they get the 5 penalty yards back, and it will be 2nd and 10 at midfield.
First and 15, no problem. We'll just run a straight dive play. Fullback lead.
Yep.
2nd and 10.
And Butler is like a bowling ball in there, just bouncing off of the. What do they call those on the kiddie lanes? The bumpers?
Oh, yeah.
Just bouncing off the bumpers in there.
You know, this whole offense right now is really based off of what Butler can do because he is so successful that they're really keying on Butler, Free State is, and so then they run some misdirections and they turn into big plays.
And on 2nd and 10, before the snap, more flags come out.
Procedure.
And, a false start against Olathe Northwest. That'll back them up again. So they get the 5-yard penalty to make it 1st and 15. They get the 5 yards back to make it 2nd and 10. And now they're backed up 5 yards again. So now we're back to 2nd and 15. from their own 45-yard line. The Ravens moving from right to left in this third quarter. 6:50 remaining in the third quarter. So if nothing else, the Ravens are just taking a long time on this drive. Now they come out with a split backs, 2 running backs on either side of Griner. They run a little triple option. It's a handoff straight ahead with Butler, and he crashes forward for about 3 or 4 yards. They give him 3. So now 3rd down and 12. And Greg, on 3rd and 12, you have to assume that the Ravens will probably attempt a pass play here, but you never know, I guess.
Well, it does look like an obvious passing situation. I guess the way things are going, I wouldn't be stunned if they ran a running play and got if they trying to get 5 or 6 yards and be in a favorable 4th down. But look at this formation.
And they got Keller in there along with Butler. It's a little triple option, a pitch play to Keller. Jukes away from one defender in the backfield, but he gets tackled for no gain. Adam Coop, number 4, on the outside, makes the play for Lawrence Free State. And on 4th and long, the punt team runs out for Olathe Northwest. So if nothing else, the Ravens ate up about over 5 minutes of clock, or I guess more than that, over 6 minutes of clock, but nothing to show for it. They're going to have to punt from their own 47-yard line. Ball on the far hash. Looks like that's Dylan Farrell, back deep, number 28, standing at his own 18-yard line for Lawrence Free State. 14-7 is the score. The punt on its way. This was one of the best punts of the night. It sends Farrell back inside his own 10, and it rolls into the end zone and will become a touchback.
That was an excellent punt.
Yeah, on the punt, that was J.C. Osborne, number 7, and he got a good foot on that one, and too good of a foot. It went into the end zone and becomes a touchback. So with 5:21 remaining in the third quarter, still 14-7. Greg, it wasn't the 3-and-out you asked for, but the Firebirds did get off the field on that drive.
Well, that is the upside. Maybe a little later than we would have wanted, but nonetheless, this team is capable of going 80 yards for a score.
Yep.
So
miraculously, that Olathe Northwest drive, they only netted about 20 yards, but it took almost 6 minutes. First play of scrimmage from Lawrence Free State, it's Wesley Edison, and he's got nowhere to go. They bottled him up and drove him back, a loss of about 3 or 4 yards on a little read option. Edison was trying to run off right guard, and he hesitated, and he had white jerseys all around him as they converged on him for a loss of 2 yards. 2nd and 12 with the ball on the near hash. Free State moving from left to right in this third quarter. 3 receivers, 2 towards the far side, 1 on the near side, and Tay Ware is to the right of Edison. A little waist-high snap, they hand it off to Ware, and he shifts his way through the middle of that defense, sprints ahead across the 30 to about the 31. So on 2nd and 12, Edison gets 13 to move the chains for the Firebirds.
That is some tough running right up the middle of the field there. Good job, Tay Ware.
Yeah, nice run there as he got his way through that front 4 of Olathe Northwest into their second level and made the most of it. Now a pistol formation for the Firebirds on 1st and 10 from their own 31. They go to Ware again, a little hesitation, and he gets tripped up, falling forward near the 40. Another nice run of about 8 yards for Tay Ware to mark him at the 39, give him 8 more. 4:10 remaining in the third quarter, and Tay Ware looks like he's starting to get powered up on this drive.
Boy, if he'd have just stepped out of that last tackle, I think he might still be running.
3 receivers, they motion their tight end onto the left side of that offensive line. A low snap, Edison picks it up, it's a straight QB run, and he gets hit by about 3 or 4 defenders, but still does a pretty good job to drive his way forward. He's got the first down and more across the 40, near the 45. They give him the 44-yard line, so on 2nd and 1, or 2nd and 2, he gets about 6 yards, and it's 1st and 10 for Lawrence Free State at their own 44-yard line as they near midfield. Again, out of the shotgun, a waist-high snap, hands it off for Tay Ware, running a counter play. Oh, the ball came out. It's loose, and it looks like Olathe Northwest has it. Tay Ware, he got bottled up, and it looks like the Ravens have recovered. And there's the signal. Yes, a turnover. Ware got hit low, he got hit high, and the ball popped out and rolled towards the far hash, and the Ravens were on it quick. It's a turnover for Lawrence Free State on what looked like a promising drive, and the Ravens take over up by 7 with 3:35 remaining in this third quarter at the Free State 46-yard line. You feel bad for Tay Ware. He was having a great drive running the ball, But there, it looked like someone hit him low, and he got hit high at the same time, and the ball comes out.
Boy, that's a brutal turnover right there.
Bad timing, certainly, for Free State. Now they will turn to their defense again to try to stand tall. The Ravens starting in plus territory. They start with a little pitch play to Eric Butler, and he runs into a wall, but still manages to fall forward for about 2 or 3 yards. And that's really been the tail of the tape tonight for Eric Butler. It feels like Free State's been able to hit him at times, but he's able to fall forward for his extra yardage every time.
Well, it's about pad level, and he gets his pads just low enough to where he can maintain his balance and continue to drive forward even after contact. So again, you got to get to him early. That offensive line for the Ravens doing a nice job of keeping the Free State defenders on their side of the line of scrimmage, so Butler has a chance and some room to operate.
On 2nd and 7, they run the exact same play, and Butler scampers ahead across the 35 near the 30 of Lawrence Free State. And that was a carbon copy of the play they ran on first down, and Free State just can't stop it as Butler sprints inside the 35 to the 31. Now this is some old school football, like you said, Craig. Yep. I mean, we're seeing the pitch play, but it's a dive up the middle.
Yep.
And it's been working well. Butler comes out of the game. They bring in Max Keller, number 22, who's more of a speedster at running back. Again, the I formation. Ball on the far hash, 1st and 10, and Free State comes across. This is going to be a free 5 yards for Olathe Northwest, I believe. And it sure will. Looked like that might have been number 19, Gordon Viano, who came off the line early on that left side of that D-line for Free State. So 1st and 5 now from the Free State 26. The Ravens nearing the red zone. And Craig, they're also using a lot of clock. It's just 2:10 remaining in this third quarter.
Yeah, they are maintaining possession of the football. They've really got their hands all around this game right now.
They bring in number 12, Merrick Griner, at quarterback again. He's been coming out in place of Kawaoka. They try to hard snap him again out of the shotgun. That's a handoff to Max Keller running off right guard. He's shifty. He gets outside, sprints down the far sideline. We'll see where they mark him out. Inside the 10 at about the 8 is where they spot him. And Keller, he's a bit of a change of pace from Eric Butler, and he's able to sprint to the outside for a nice gain. And Olathe Northwest inside the 10.
It's kind of a thunder and lightning combination there in the backfield.
Yeah, they let Keller get to the outside, and he accelerated quickly. So ball on the far hash, 1st and goal from just inside the 8-yard line. Out of the shotgun, it's Keller still in the backfield to the right of Griner at the quarterback. He hands it off to him on a dive at the 5. He cuts inside, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Max Keller, a little jump cut at the 4-yard line, and he crosses the plane for 6 more for Olathe Northwest. It's now a 2-possession game. 20-7 is the score. They lead Lawrence Free State.
And getting it all done on the ground.
Yep.
Behind that offensive line, which is doing a very good job, and their running backs reading the blocks, getting to the open spaces, and basically, they get to linebacker level before they're met with much opposition.
The extra point attempt to make it 21-7. The hold is good. The kick is also good. 21-7. Olathe Northwest leads, and the Ravens, they capitalize on that turnover by Lawrence Free State. They turn it into 7 points, and it's 21-7 with 1:44 remaining in this third quarter. We'll take a 30-second break. You're listening to Free State Football on KLWN.
100 sandwich.
And I love seeing you there, but I love seeing everyone there too. So join Cole and everyone else at 23rd Street Brewery after the game or anytime. The 23rd Street Brewery, 23rd and Castle.
Welcome back to Lawrence Free State High School. 1:44 left in the third quarter. I'm Nick Springer alongside Craig Hershiser. And the Free State Firebirds about to get the ball back, down by 14. The kickoff from right to left on its way, and it goes into the end zone for a touchback. And so Free State will start at their own 20-yard line. And Fairley's had some pretty good returns tonight, so those touchbacks are kind of important for Olathe Northwest.
Yes, I agree. Certainly, keeps Free State to the 20-yard line.
Yep.
And gives them a pretty lengthy field to cover.
Well, the good news for Free State, Greg, is that on that last drive before the fumble, they looked pretty sharp. It was probably one of their better drives of the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they just need to shake off that turnover and see if they can put something together here with 1:44 left in the third quarter. So the ball in the middle of the field at the 20-yard line, and they come out in a pistol formation with 2 receivers towards the far side. Edison takes a waist-high snap. It's a dive play with Ware. He makes a nice little cut, spins away from one defender, still on his feet, lowers his pads. They push the pile forward for an extra 4 or 5 yards, and they get 10 yards on the play. They get about 11 yards. Everybody kind of convened at about the 25, but then the big guys for Free State came in and gave it an extra shove, and they end up getting 11 yards on the play. It's a first down at the 31-yard line. And the clock continuing to run down to 1:20. Pistol formation again for the Firebirds. Edison, a waist-high snap. They run a dive play again with Ware. A nice little cut there. Jukes away from 2 defenders. Oh, he took a big shot as he got to the second level of the defense. And he's down at the 38-yard line. So 8-yard run for Ware, but I'm sure he's feeling that after that hit he took. A big pop in the middle of the field. But Ware pops right back up, and he's right back flanking to the left of Edison. Now he goes behind him, so they'll go work out of the pistol again. So Ware's some hard-fought yardage on this drive already. Ball at the 38-yard line. Play action pass. Edison wants to throw. Now scrambling out to his right. Looks downfield. Throws where he's got a man open at the 35-yard line. It's caught for a big gain. They spot him at the 36. A big completion there from Edison scrambling out to his right. And he finds number 49, Colton Berger, the tight end, for a huge gain deep into Ravens territory at the 38-yard line.
That would be the biggest pass play in 6 quarters of football for Free State.
And they come right back to a QB Powell running off left guard. It's Edison, shakes off one defender, but then gets ridden down inside the 35 to about the 34. And there was another Firebird down on the field. So the clock is stopped with 18.5 seconds remaining, as there is a Free State Firebird down on the field, but it looks like he's okay. He got helped up. Well, now he's back down. 21-7 is the score. The Ravens lead the Firebirds. 18.5 seconds remaining in this third quarter. And I'm trying to see what the number of that Firebird. It looks like that was Colton Berger, so he makes a big catch, number 49. He makes the big catch, and then he comes up limping on this play after a quarterback run by Edison of about 4 or 5 yards. So Berger, hopefully he's all right as he gets some help off the field. But with that big completion, the Firebirds are in business. They're cooking with gas inside the 35 at the 33-yard line.
Cooking with gas.
You like that one?
I've not heard that in a long, long time.
Ball at the 33-yard line on the far hash, moving from left to right. Edison in the pistol with Ware directly behind him. And it's a dive again, running off right guard. Ware shakes off one defender, still on his feet, gets away from somebody behind him. Oh, and the turf monster gets him at the 26-yard line. Ware made a cut, and he was looking for the end zone, I think. But credit that tackle to the turf monster, taking him down at the 26-yard line.
Well, even with the slip, he still manages to get the first down.
Hey, the turf monster always gets those numbers, man.
Yes, it does.
You never know. You never know when it's going to strike. He's running very well right now.
Yeah.
Over 100 yards, and that takes us to the end of the third quarter. So we will switch ends of the field with the Firebirds nearing the red zone, down by 14. 12 minutes left in this matchup. 21-7 is the score. Olathe Northwest leads. We'll take a short break. The fourth quarter coming up. You don't want to miss it. You're listening to Free State Firebird Football on KLWN.
yards.
Take it back, Richie. Welcome back to Free State High School. I'm Nick Springer alongside our broadcast partner Craig Hershiser. Started the fourth quarter with Free State nearing the red zone, but before they lined up for this first play, there was a flag thrown on the field, and now we've got some discussions, some conversations being had. You got Kevin Stewart out near the hash on the field talking with the head official, and I think they got somebody for 12 men on the field, but I'm not really sure. We've got conversations being had with both sidelines. Free State is huddled up, ready to start the quarter, but now we got the official. He's picked up the flag, and now they're talking with Lauren Clark, the head coach for Olathe Northwest. The ball's still spotted at the 26-yard line for the time being on the far hash. So in this fourth quarter, Lawrence Free State will move from right to left, and Olathe Northwest from left to right. So they're having a long discussion, and whatever they were conversating about seems to have come to nothing. They pick up the flag, ball's at the 26-yard line. First and 10 from the 26, a handoff to Ware, a little stutter step as he bounces it to the outside, running off left tackle. Oh, and again, the turf trips him up. 2 consecutive plays in which Ware has slipped up on the turf, might need to check his cleats. He's got some bright green neon cleats that are really pretty fashionable.
Yes, they are.
In terms of functionality, he's been tripped up twice by the turf now.
No, those cleats look good.
He's got some bright green ones, and then Wesley Edison's got some more yellowish green ones. They look nice, but the Turf Monster's gotten Ware twice. Here's a play action. It's a run play with Edison, and he tries to push the pile forward and just fall forward for as many yards as he can. Olathe Northwest thinks the ball came out, but I think he was down. They've got him spotted at the inside the 20 at about the 16-yard line. They needed the 16 for a first down, so this will move the chains. First and 10 for Free State at the 16, and they're in the red zone. Down by 2 scores, and we've seen that Olathe Northwest can eat a lot of clock, so Lawrence Free State, no time to spare here. They got to get in the end zone quick.
Yeah, they need this score right here.
Edison standing at the 20-yard line on the near hash. 2 receivers towards the far side, 1 on the near side. Out of a shotgun. Oh, they fumbled the snap. It's picked up by Edison. A busted play. He's going to try to make something out of nothing, and he gets tackled on the near side for a loss of about 5 yards. So they fumble the handoff between Edison and Tay Ware. But Edison picks it up, and they still lose almost 6 yards on the play.
Boy.
But that could have been much worse. But now they're behind the sticks badly, back at the 22, so they do lose 6 yards. Ball in the near hash. Now they work out of the pistol formation this time. With Edison standing at the 26. Oh, another bad snap. This one gets away from Edison. He picks it up at 35, and he wanted to try to throw it away, and he gets tackled way back. A huge loss. They'll spot it at the 40. Back-to-back bad snaps from Free State, and they lose major yardage. It's going to be 3rd down and 34. They need the 6-yard line for a first down, and they're at the 40. Craig, what plays you got for 3rd and 34?
You know what? There's only 1 or 2, but I think they're probably best executed by a quarterback couple of levels up.
Edison looking to throw. Now he will take off and scramble with it. He's at the 30. He's at the 25. Still on his feet inside the 20. Down to about the 15. I tell you, whatever they drew up, that was pretty good. Edison on a QB draw sprints down inside the 20 to about the 15. And this makes this kind of a doable 4th down. 4th and 9. A field goal doesn't really do much for you here. So I think Free State's going to go for it. A field goal would still be a 2-possession game if you get a field goal here.
Right. Yeah, no. They need a touchdown.
So the Firebirds will go for it. 4th and 9 from the 15-yard line. They need the 6 for a first down, and before the snap, a timeout called by Lawrence Free State. They want to talk things over And, Craig, for all intents and purposes, this could be for the game. I mean, you consider what we've seen from Olathe Northwest. They had the ball for almost 6 minutes in the third quarter. If you give it back to them here with no points, could be tough to come back from that.
You know, I was thinking just the same thing, that really the game kind of hangs right here.
Yeah.
Get your first down and continue, and then maybe score. Then you're down one possession, and you can run pretty much your offense. But if you leave this down 2 possessions, down 2 scores, and then try to come back with a team that is run dominated, as Free State is, then that challenge is pretty daunting.
I'd like to give you a quick injury report update brought to you by Advent Health Medical Group Primary Care at Lawrence. Don't wait till you get sick to schedule a doctor's appointment. Advent Health Medical Group Primary Care at Lawrence, located near 18th and Wakarusa, offers wellness checks, screenings, and other preventative care. Learn more at adventhealthkc.com/Lawrence. There's been 2 injuries tonight on the Free State side. We saw Gavin Blanchard lead the game in the first half. I don't think he's come back. And then Colton Berger made a big catch, and then he got hurt on the next play. And I don't think he's out there either. So, there he is. Berger's back out on the field. That's a good sign for Free State. He's lined up as an H-back to the left on that left side of the offensive line for this 4th down and 9 play from the near hash. At the 15, they need the 6. It's a waist-high snap. They will pass. Edison under pressure immediately rolls out to his left, throws one, a last-second heave, and it's intercepted at the 2-yard line. Micah Geary picks it off. Edison on 4th down. He just threw it up. He knew he needed to make a play, and Micah Geary, number 1 for Olathe Northwest, intercepts it at about the 2-yard line. So Edison was under pressure immediately. He rolled out to his left. And on 4th down, he knew he needed to make something happen. He just threw it up, and Olathe Northwest with the interception at the 2-yard line. And Craig, I mean, I guess you can look at it on the positive side. This ball's at the 2-yard line. Free State, they could make a push here and try to get a safety or something here.
Well, you know, the interception, I guess you could. I mean, you cannot fault Wesley Edison on that.
No, absolutely not. On 4th down, he knew he needed to make a play.
They needed a play, and he put it up there hopefully for his receiver to make a play, but the defensive back was in position. But let's go back to execution. Free State's moving the ball pretty well, only this time instead of penalties and moving them backwards, now it's a couple of near turnovers. The fumble on the handoff exchange, and then the bad snap from center that puts them into 3rd and 34. Again, critical moments and the execution piece of it, whether it be fumble or penalty or near fumble, they have just really hurt themselves.
Absolutely,
almost beyond repair.
Absolutely, and now down 2 scores with 9 minutes left. Olathe Northwest will take over at their own 2-yard line. They have called a timeout. Olathe Northwest has, to talk about this. So they might be thinking the same thing. You know, we're at the 2. We want to make sure we execute our own offense to get out from the shadow of our own goalpost. Although I guess with the sunset and the lights on, the shadows they don't really cast onto. I guess that saying doesn't really work here, does it?
Well, you know, for illustration purposes, you know, go with it. Go with it. That's fine.
So here they come in the shadow of their own goalpost at the 2-yard line, or inside the 2, really. And interestingly enough, they're going to line up in the shotgun. So you got Merrick Grant at number 12 standing about 4 yards deep in his own end zone. He's got Butler to his left. A waist-high snap. They give it to Butler, and Lawrence Free State swarms him. And he gets lost in the mob of bodies, and I think maybe he got a yard. I thought they would just come out and line up in the I formation, but they went with the shotgun and handed it off to Butler. I don't think he got any yards. So if you're Free State, a quick 3 and out here, and you might have a second lease on life.
Yeah, you might. I wonder a little bit too about not going, you know, under center. If you do that, then and you turn the hand off the ball, your running back is coming forward with all that momentum. There, he's just like right now, he's taking the handoff almost at a standstill.
Yeah, they're in the shotgun again. Grinded about 4 yards deep in his own zone. They want to throw a pass up in the air on the far sideline. It's incomplete, and multiple flags come out.
Yep.
This is going to be a pass interference call against Adam Coop in coverage. Number 3, Hayden Raisley was the intended receiver, and Coop, he had his hands up. He was doing everything he could to show that he wasn't interfering, but the flags do come out. And they came out immediately.
Yeah, no doubt in the minds of the official.
So this will advance the ball from about the 2-yard line to about the 17 on the pass interference call. And it's first down and 10 for Olathe Northwest with 8:10 remaining in the fourth quarter. The ball is on the near hash. The Ravens are moving from left to right in this fourth quarter. They come out in the shotgun again. It's Greinert, still the quarterback, number 12. He's got Butler to his left, and he does feed Butler running off left guard, and Colton Berger wraps him up quickly after a short gain. And Berger trying to fire up his own defense and fire up his own sideline, showing some emotion after that tackle. Just trying to create a spark for his team. And for Berger, he hit Butler after about 2 yards, but Butler again fell forward. He ends up getting almost 5 on the run. So it's 2nd and 6 from just inside the 21-yard line. 7:35 remaining in the fourth quarter. 21-7 is the score. Free State trails. They come out with 2 running backs in the shotgun formation, one on each side of Greinert. They run that little triple option play you've seen a couple times. They give it to Butler, and this time he gets tackled very quickly for a short gain. So third down coming up. They need the 27 for a first down, and they're at the 24. So 3rd and 3. And I think for all intents and purposes, this could be the game for Free State here. They got to get a stop.
I was just thinking if the Firebirds want any chance at all to come back and be in position to win this game, they need this stop right here.
They bring out 2 running backs again, Keller to the right of Greinert and Butler to the left. On 3rd and 3 from the near hash. A chest tie snap. They're in the little triple option again. It's a pitch to Keller. He's got the edge. Here comes Free State, but they can't get him down. The ball came out. Oh, the ball's loose. The ball is loose, and Free State might have it. Nope, looks like Northwest got it back. They might have called him down. The way they've got the ball spotted, I think they marked him down on the run at the 29. So that will move the chains. He needed the 27 for a first, and Keller got there. I think they called him down on that play.
Yeah, they must have.
Spotted at the 29-yard line, and now the Ravens go back under center I formation. And there's a movement on the Ravens side.
There's a flinch.
This might be, false start against Olathe Northwest. They've been trying that hard count with some success, but it burns them there. So back them up 5 yards. 1st and 15 from the 24-yard line. Clock running once again down to 6:15. Again, they come out in the I formation with the ball on the far hash. It's Greinert under center. Quick snap, hands it off to Butler, running straight ahead, spins away from one defender and falls forward across the 25 to about the 27 in the middle of that field. So he gets about 3 or 4 yards back off that penalty. They give him 4 on the run to the 28. 5:45 remaining in this fourth quarter. And for Olathe Northwest, they will have nothing more than to see that clock run. For the Firebirds, it's ticking closer to their impending doom. Unless they can get a stop here and get the ball back. Again, an I formation. I'll give you 3 guesses what this play is going to be, Craig. It's a run straight ahead with Butler. He bounces to the outside at the 30. Spins away from another defender, trying to extend the ball near the first down marker across the 35. And he gets to about the 37. So on 2nd and 11, he gets about a 10-yard run, and this will bring up 3rd and short. And now the pressure really on the Firebirds here. 1 yard. The ball is on the far hash. Just under 5 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter. I formation again. Butler 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage. They give it to him running downhill. He lowers his shoulder. 3 Firebirds meet him. He falls forward, but a flag comes flying in behind the play, and this could be significant for Free State. Oh, it is a holding call against Olathe Northwest. That's going to back him up. A huge call goes in favor of the Firebirds on 3rd and short.
Boy, a critical penalty right there against Olathe Northwest. They're in 3rd and short, and you got to like their odds to to make their first down. But instead the holding call, now it's 3rd and 12.
Yeah, I mean, on that 3rd and 1, Butler, he got the ball, he lowered his shoulder, and there were 3 Fibers there to meet him, and I think without the penalty, he might have gotten that first. Now it's 3rd and 12. The lineup in the shotgun. This is grind at number 12 again. Oh, and more movement, and they're going to get backed up even further. Number 87, William Staggs, the tight end. I've never seen anybody more confidently fire off the line of scrimmage when they were dead wrong. He was the only guy. Just didn't hear whatever the snap count was right in the huddle.
Well, I wonder if on 3rd and 12 if he was actually part of the route.
Yeah,
supposed to be.
Yeah, it looked like he was taking off on a go route.
Yeah.
The clock continues to roll. 4:05 left. 21-7. Lawrence Free State trails. But on 3rd and 17, they got to get off the field here. Out of the shotgun. They will pass. Wants to go up down the far sideline, and the pass dropped. Oh, he had his man open. It was a good ball, and it's incomplete. That was number 1, Micah Geary, I believe, running down the far sideline. Griner gave him a great ball right in the breadbasket of Geary, and he would have had the first down and a lot more. Instead, it falls to the turf. The clock stops, and Lawrence Free State is going to get this football back.
Boy, right down the sideline, that ball was perfectly placed.
Yeah.
You didn't want any more out of that play except for the catch.
Yeah, that was the most well-executed pass play we've seen all night from either team, I think. Now the punt. It's a spiraling kick. Bounces at the 49 of Olathe Northwest, rolls into Free State territory, and is downed at the 44-yard line. 3:44 remaining in this game. 21-7 Lawrence Free State trails. So they need a quick touchdown here. They have 2 timeouts left. And for the Fibers, I mean, they basically have to score in the next 45 seconds or so, you would think. Because you know Olathe Northwest is going to run clock once they get the ball back. .56 yards for Free State to get to the end zone. They start at their own 44, moving from right to left. In the pistol, Edison, it's a play-action pass. Seth Roll rolling out to his right. He unloads deep downfield in one-on-one coverage. It's incomplete. Geary, who had the pick on the last drive for Olathe Northwest, was in coverage, and I think that was Hamilton, number 2, on that far sideline. Devin Hamilton, I believe, was the man running down the field. Nope, it was number 11, Josiah Moss.
Yep. You know, and there really wasn't much separation there. I think.
I think Edison was just hoping he could make something happen.
Throw it up there and see if we can make a play.
3 receivers. Now they split out Berger as a 4th receiver on the far side. A chest-high snap. 4-man rush picked up well this time. Edison's got time in a clean pocket, and he throws a dart across the middle of the field to pass caught by Colton Berger in the middle of the field for a solid gain. They get the first down into Ravens territory at the 45-yard line. And the clock starts to run again. 3:25 left. It is not the friend of the Firebirds right now. 21-7. They trail by 14. And now before the snap, a timeout called by Olathe Northwest. And if you're a Free State, you're pretty happy with that, I would say. The clock stops with 3:20 remaining.
Yeah, the clock stops. You don't have to use one of your own timeouts. You get a chance to gather up with your team and
talk about what you want to call here.
Well, you just remind them of the situation, time and score, how many timeouts they have left, and then what they're going to try and accomplish over the next 2 or 3 plays.
Yeah, I mean, I really think you need to score in the next 30 seconds if you're Free State.
I agree. They need to score right away, and then if we never mind, I'll wait and see if we score. then I'll float that opinion out there.
Keep that one in the chamber for now.
Yeah.
3:20 remaining in the game, and Lawrence Free State trails by 14. The ball is at the 45-yard line. They're moving from right to left. And here they come out of the timeout. 21-7 is the score. Olathe Northwest leads Lawrence Free State. 3:20 remaining in the fourth quarter. Firebirds with the ball at the 45-yard line. They had a touchdown on the very first drive of the game, and they haven't done much since. But they need something here. 4 receivers. A waist-high snap for Edison. Here comes a blitz. Picked up well for a moment, but now Edison's got a bit flushed out. He's on the run, running to his left, and he just throws one incomplete, intended for Hamilton, running to his left. And that was more of a just throwaway there from Edison.
Yeah.
He was getting hounded down from behind by a couple of Raven defenders.
Yeah, I think that was just we'll get rid of the ball, stop the clock.
Olathe Northwest started this game slow, but they tied it up, and then they got a touchdown right before the end of the first half to take a 14-7 lead. They scored earlier here in the fourth to make it 21-7. And Free State running out of time. A waist-high snap for Edison. Wants to throw again. Here comes the rush. He goes out to his right, throws one, and it's caught. And sprinting ahead across the 30, inside the 30-yard line for Lawrence Free State. It was Edison with the catch, and he's down inside the 30 to the 29. 3:01 remaining. They'll stop the clock to set the chains. Now they set it. It's a low snap, and it's picked up by Edison, rolling out to his right. Throws on the run, up in the air. Acrobatic catch is made.
Hold on.
Fantastic completion.
Wow.
Yes, they do call it a catch. That was Berger again, number 49. Went up and snagged that ball out of the air. And that was the play of the game offensively, potentially, for Lawrence Free State. A nice catch by Berger. Ball at the 16. 2:40 remaining in the game. Out of the shotgun, it's Edison from the far hash. Waist-high snap, 3-step drop, plenty of time. Now it starts to run out. He rolls out to his left. He's going to tuck it and take off. Gets away from one defender, and he crashes inside the 10 to about the 6. And so with 2:20 remaining, the clock continues to roll. 2:10 remaining now. 21-7 is the score on the near hash. Edison takes a waist-high snap. Looking to pass. Wants to throw one up towards the end zone, towards the far side. It's incomplete. Oh, Hamilton, I think that was, who had a chance at it. And he smacks his helmet in disgust. Edison gave him a pretty good ball, it looked like, and Hamilton unable to come up with it on an out route towards the far sideline.
Yeah, when he let go of the football, I thought it was a touchdown.
It looked pretty good
Yes.
out of the hands of Edison. But Hamilton on the out couldn't hang on to it. The clock stopped with exactly 2 minutes remaining. From the near hash, a waist-high snap for Edison. 3-step drop, plenty of time. He throws it across the middle, and it's intercepted. I don't even know what happened there. It's intercepted, sprinting the other way, down the field. It's number 99, Jake Brink, inside the 20, inside the 10. Oh, he fumbled. The ball is loose in the end zone. There's multiple Ravens there, and they will pick it up for a touchdown. Oh, what an effort from Free State, but it still is an Olathe Northwest touchdown. Number 99, Chase Burns, the big man running down the field, and then it got knocked out, and it rolled into the end zone, but there was Ravens on it, and they pick it up for the touchdown. It was picked up in the end zone by number 7, Jace Osborne, and that might be the nail in the coffin for Lawrence Free State here tonight. 1:41 remaining. They haven't put the points on the scoreboard yet.
Yeah, they have not.
The officials, I think they were saying you're unable to advance the ball on the fumble, so they mark him down at the 4. Because he was at the 4 when it got punched out. It rolled into the end zone.
Yeah.
And so the Ravens, they could not advance it on the recovery. So instead, the Raven offense will run onto the field. And they will have to call a timeout. The play clock was running down. So timeout called by Olathe Northwest. Yeah, so Burns, it was Burns. He was down, or he was running, and he got hit from behind and fumbled at the 4-yard line. And he fumbled it forward into the end zone with the Ravens recovering, but they unable to advance the ball on the fumble recovery, so instead they spot it back at the 4.
So here's a question for you. Do you go ahead and try to score? I mean, the game is won, for all intents and purposes. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, Free State has 2 timeouts.
Yeah. Okay, so do you go ahead and try and score to kind of boost your team up a little bit? Or do you just run some plays sideline to sideline to run this clock out and get out of here?
I think Olathe Northwest should go ahead and try and score. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't. 1:41 left. I mean, the game is well in hand, but I think a touchdown would further that. It's grounded under center and I formation. They hand it off to Butler, running off right guard, and he gets in the end zone for a touchdown.
End of discussion.
So Butler takes the handoff, and he pile drives his way into the end zone for a touchdown. So really, the fumble retroactively, probably the offense is happy about that. They got to get on the field. Butler got himself another touchdown, and certainly that's the proverbial nail in the coffin for the Firebirds.
Well, I think we come back to the theme that we started tonight with, and that's a team trying to find its way and establish its identity and establish the, an offensive kind of rhythm. Firebirds have been able to do that, except for key. The first possession, great. Took it right down, scored, looked beautiful. After that, it's kind of stops and starts. A lot of the stops are punctuated by penalties or turnovers or just about anything else you could think of that would kill a drive. And just as we saw, they moved the ball down the field pretty nicely with the pass. Okay, passing game looked pretty decent, but then the bizarre interception and nearly the
I didn't even really quite see what happened on that play. It looked like Edison. I don't know what happened. He was trying to throw it over the middle. It looked like. And I don't know if Burns number 99 just jumped up and intercepted it right there, if he took it away, or I was looking towards where I thought Edison was going to throw the ball, and it ended up being Burns running the other way. So with the extra point, the score is now 28-7. Olathe Northwest leads. 1:37 remaining in the game, so one final gasp here for Lawrence Free State to try to get down and build some positive momentum looking ahead to next week. And you're right, Craig. I mean, you take a snapshot of the game after the first drive for Lawrence Free State, and it felt like it was going to be a runaway maybe for the Firebirds.
What a total opposite each of those first drives were. Olathe Northwest just struggled to get out of its own way. They looked futile. And then ever since then, they've looked dominant. And Free State looked excellent on their first drive, and then somehow finds a way.
Here's a shorter kickoff from left to right, picked up by Farrell at the 5. He's on the run across the 25, across the 30 before he gets tackled. A flag comes in against Free State. But you're absolutely right, Craig. I mean, you think about the first two drives, and it felt like Free State had everything. And then maybe it took a little bit longer for Olathe Northwest to warm up to this game. But when they did, they really got a stranglehold on it. I mean, they really took advantage of all the mistakes that Lawrence Free State was making also.
They found what was working. And they just kept going back to it. Good move, by the way.
Butler's had a great game.
They just kept going back to it, and Free State could not get it stopped. And really the whole offensive, I think, momentum of the Ravens really hung on Butler, because as successful as he was running the football, everything else keyed off of that. If the Firebirds start to spy on Butler or just really focus on him, then all of a sudden it's the read option and the quarterback's running around the end for a big play.
And even Max Keller, their secondary running back, that's a change of pace guy. He ended up having a nice game as well. On the other side, it's Edison looking to pass from his own 15. Throws it across the middle. A sliding catch made by number 9, Braylon Preston, at the 37-yard line. A clean pocket that time for Edison, and he makes a nice throw. And the other thing is, when Free State has gone back to pass, the pressure's been getting there pretty quickly for Olathe Northwest. The pass protection, I don't think, has been that great tonight for Free State.
When the pocket has been clean, Edison has delivered a pretty nice pass, but that has not been often enough.
3 receivers, another 4-step drop for Edison. He wants to unload one deep downfield. He's got a man open. It's caught at the 20, inside the 10 of the 5. Touchdown, Free State High School. It's Devin Hamilton on the go route up the seam. He blows by the defense, and a big touchdown, 63 yards.
Well, there is a bright spot right there. That was a well blocked, well executed, and a really well delivered pass.
A big time play for Lawrence Free State. It's Hamilton on the reception for the touchdown on the pass from Wesley Edison. 28-13, and Adam Coop, the kicker, makes it 28-14. And you figure Free State will attempt an onside kick here. with 1:04 remaining in the game. The Firebirds have 2 timeouts. So if they, now just hear me out, Craig.
I'm listening.
If they recover the onside kick here, and they're able to score in 15 seconds, so we're talking maybe 45 seconds left in the game. They have 2 timeouts.
Yeah.
They'd have to onside kick again, I think. I don't know if they have enough time if they don't recover the second onside kick with 2 timeouts. I think Olathe Northwest will be able to run the clock out at that point.
You know, you've been spending too much time around Derek because he
You think so?
He really comes up with these crazy scenarios.
I don't think that's that crazy. You just got to get 2 onside kicks.
Yeah, just recover 2 onside kicks in a span of a minute.
Well, it took them about 25 seconds to score that touchdown on the 63-yard completion from Edison to Hamilton. And they will attempt the onside here, you would think. So number 4, Adam Coop, he's setting up the ball, angling it how he wants it.
Yeah, I don't see how they can't onside kick. You can't afford to give it back to Northwest.
Yeah, with 2 timeouts, they have to get this ball back. 28-14 is the score. So Coop looking like he's going to onside it. He got the ball set up towards the far hash, so he's going to kick it towards the near sideline here. There's the onside. It goes 10 yards, it goes 9 yards, and falling on it is Olathe Northwest. They recover. Number 15, Kyle Saunders with the onside kick recovery at the 49-yard line. And the Ravens are a minute and 3 seconds away from picking up a road win here in week 2.
Road win in the Sunflower League.
Yep.
Road win here against a program that has been dominant in the Sunflower League the last, decade. Pretty impressive comeback for Olathe Northwest after a disappointing season opener.
Yeah, and I mean, even furthermore, a shaky start in this game.
Oh, yeah.
And the resilience of that squad is pretty impressive.
Victory formation.
So Free State has 2 timeouts left. Kevin Stewart is standing next to the official on the near side, and he is going to use his timeout.
Do you know how that formation came about?
The Neal formation?
Yeah.
I don't. I would love to be educated, though.
Well, okay, then. It was Eagles playing the Giants in New York, and the Giants were ahead. And the quarterback, Joe Pizarchik, I think his name was, went to hand off the football to Larry Zonka, who was at the tail end of his career, fumbled it. Herm Edwards, a name you recognize, defensive back for the Eagles, scoops it up, runs the length of the field for a touchdown. Eagles win. Wow. So now we see this formation. Since that play, we see this formation. We've got the running back way back. He's a protector just in case something weird happens.
So teams saw that result from the Eagles and thought, okay, there's got to be a safer way to run this clock out.
Yep.
And thus the Neal formation was created. Well, with 58 seconds left, they kneel it again, and Kevin Stewart calls his final timeout. So Free State now out of timeouts. It's 3rd down. So technically, Olathe Northwest, wherever they run here, they're going to have to give the ball back if they don't get a first down. I mean, we're talking like 20 seconds, if that. So both teams out of timeouts, 28-14. Now the bad news for Lawrence Free State is there's no 14-point play. So
not yet.
I love calling the timeouts, but even still, this game feels like it's pretty much wrapped up. And so Olathe Northwest, they could run a play, or they could just knee it again and run this clock down inside of about 30 seconds. So 3rd down and 12 from the 49-yard line. They line up in the victory formation again. It's Merrick Grinder under center. And he will take a snap and kneel it. So the clock running. So with the play clock running, they can run this down inside of 20 seconds to about 15 seconds. Hey guys, never great at math, but I think there's about a 15-second differential.
Looks about right.
Okay, thank you.
I'm not great at math either. Especially as the digits are blinking at us.
Yeah. So Olathe Northwest line up in the punt formation. Now remember, they don't have timeouts, so they're going to have to snap this to punt it. Play clock is down to 5, game clock at 20. And they're actually just going to line up to kneel it again. Okay, so they commit the false start.
Well, that wasn't supposed to happen.
I think that was intentional.
Do you really?
To stop the clock. The penalty stops the clock.
Yes, true.
With 15.7 seconds. And I think it's going to start running again. No, they still have to run the play. So now it's 4th down and forever. And I think Olathe Northwest thought the clock was going to start running again. So they quickly run their punt team out. Now the play clock is down to 7 seconds. The clock is stopped. They've got 10 men on the field. Free State's coming to try to block this punt. The kick is up, and it drops at about the 41-yard line. Clock running down to 7 seconds, down to 5 seconds, and that will stop the clock as they down the ball at the Free State 45-yard line. So 5.4 seconds, one play for Free State. They scored on a 63-yard touchdown pass just a minute ago.
Well, call me a master of the obvious, but I'm going to say this is very disappointing for this football team.
Yeah, I think given the start to this game and the positive energy that was felt after the first drive, and then for it to just kind of sputter out pretty quickly is disappointing. But Free State looking like they want to go ahead and run one more play. Edison out of the shotgun. They've got 3 receivers. Tayware to the right of Edison on the far hash. At their own 45-yard line, a waist-high snap. Edison will throw. Here comes some pressure. Looking downfield. He's about to get sacked. He throws it up in the air, and it's knocked down as the clock hits triple zeros in the secondary, and that will do it for this football game. 28-14 is the final score. Olathe Northwest gets the win. They improve to 1-1, and Lawrence Free State, another loss. They drop to 0-2. On their home turf here tonight on homecoming. A resilient victory for Olathe Northwest. We talked about it. The start of this game looked like Free State was maybe going to be in position to run away with it, and instead, Olathe Northwest, they battled back, and they really took control of the game via their running game offensively and controlled that aspect of the game and get the win 28-14.
That running game was very impressive. Very, very impressive. I just thought that number 2, Eric Butler, he was the key to the whole game.
Yeah,
they ran everything else off of his success. The read options, the little pop passes, the jet sweeps, all because they were successful running him between the tackles.
Absolutely. This postgame is brought to you by Alpha Roofing. Alpha Roofing, your first choice in roofing. On the other side for Lawrence Free State, again, the game got off to a fantastic start. Tay Ware, a 32-yard touchdown run. And Ware, to his credit, ended up putting up decent stats throughout the rest of the game. But after that, the offense for Lawrence Free State, they shot themselves in the foot multiple times. You go back to the first half, they had a drive. They had a couple holding penalties that backed them up. They had an illegal formation penalty that backed them up. And then later on in the game, they had a drive in the red zone, a couple bad snaps, got them to a 3rd down and 34 from the 40-yard line, and things, it just felt like after that first possession for Free State, every time they had some positive momentum, something happened that caused their possession to unravel, and that really sunk them in tonight's game.
So now you get a week of practice to, I think basically you're evaluating your team's character. You know, how are they going to perform during practice? What's their attitude going to be like? Where's your leadership going to come from? You know, what upperclassmen are going to step forward and, you know, just make a statement that, okay, so things didn't go the way we want them to, so how are we going to make it right? What are we going to do to get this corrected and set a level of expectations, not only of themselves, but their teammates around them?
For Lawrence Free State, they're going to hit the road for a couple weeks. They'll be at Olathe East next weekend on September 17th, and we'll bring that game to you on KLWN, I believe. And for Free State, you're right, Craig, it's going to be an interesting week of practice, a tough a tough loss in week 1, and then in this game to have the start that they had, and then for that flame to just go away so quickly, really on both sides of the ball after Olathe Northwest kind of seized control of the game. For Free State, they're going to have to dig deep for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I think so. Now, I know Coach Stewart feels like they've got talent on this team.
Yes.
He's confident with their ability. He's confident with their talents. So the question will be how well they come together and eliminate some of these mistakes that we've seen here in the first 2 games.
Our post-game show brought to you by Alpha Roofing. Alpha Roofing is your first choice in roofing, and you're absolutely right, Craig. And even, again, with the pass game, Edison looked pretty sharp when he had time to throw and made some nice passes. There was a couple drops in there as well. Colton Berger had a couple of great catches in this game as well. But Free State falls by a score of 28-14 here at home against Olathe Northwest. And the Ravens improved to 1-1. Florence Free State drops to 0-2. As I said, they will be at Olathe East on September 17th for the next game. And Craig and I believe will have that game for you as well.
Absolutely.
And so we'll be excited to be there and bring you guys Lawrence Free State football. But until then, for tonight's broadcast, that's about going to wrap things up. I want to give a big shout out to everybody that tuned in tonight. Thank you, Craig. And for myself and Craig, you've been listening to